Oh, Port Jefferson. This town has a whole lot of memories for me personally. I used to come here all the time when I was a little kid. To me, coming from Queens over here to Port Jefferson in Long Island felt like a magical place. It is surrounded by the ferry. It's also one of the very important touristic hubs here in Long Island. So today we're going to walk around Port Jefferson, but with a very special partner. We are joined by Discover Long Island and have the CEO of Discover Long Island, Kristen Reynolds. So Kristen,
Yay,
welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to Long Island.
Thank you so much for welcoming us over here.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Port Jefferson before we start walking around.
Okay, so it's actually Port Jefferson Village, and it's right here on the water. So where we are in Long Island, because Long Island is a long island. It's 120 miles long. And on the north shore is the Sound, the Long Island Sound, which you see, and that's where we are. And then the south shore is the Atlantic Ocean. So where we are right now is a little bit past halfway through Long Island on the north shore.
Oh, I see.
And it's just a charming, adorable village with a ferry that connects you right to Bridgeport, Connecticut. And so we get a lot of people coming back and forth from New England. And it's a wonderful family place to come and spend the day or spend the weekend, spend the summer.
And today we're going to a lot of stops where you'll get an idea of where to spend it as you're visiting Port Jefferson. And tell us very quickly, what is Discover Long Island?
So Discover Long Island, we are the official tourism promotion agency for the entire region of Long Island. So we both do Nassau and Suffolk counties. And you know, it's interesting, tourism on Long Island is a $6.3 billion industry.
Oh my God. Okay.
And people don't realize it. And we've got over 3 million people that live here on Long Island. And we always like to say, hashtag, we live where you vacation.
Yeah, it's also one of the most densely populated islands in all the US. So let's walk around and let us know where you're watching from. And let us know when you visit New York City, where have you been in Long Island? I'm very curious where you've been in Long Island. All right, so let's go.
Okay.
So we're walking now towards, so here we're going to see the ferry, and later we're going to talk about the ferry.
Yeah, right on the marina, you know, Port Jefferson Village and the area has a...
show the beautiful Shipyard Building.
Shipyard Building. This is a great community center. This is where they'll have a lot of community events. There's farmers markets, there's art shows. In the winter, it's really great because the ice skating rink is right behind here.
Right.
And so all the kids from the area come here and ice skate, and you can have a water view while you're outside ice skating. It's awesome. That's
amazing. And this shows us a lot of the original industry that was here in Port Jefferson, which is the shipbuilding industry.
Yeah, there's a lot of maritime history on all of Long Island, to be honest. But here, you know, when you're on the water, certainly the boat making is really important to the community and the culture.
Right. So this welcome center also functions for tourist reasons as well?
So it is, we do a lot of visitor experiences here, but there is a Chamber of Commerce building is where the tourists go, which is more on the main street.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Very awesome, perfect. So, okay, I'm here in Port Jefferson and I want to get on the water.
I know, especially today, it's kind of like hot and muggy, but it's not raining, so that's good.
But I don't know how to build the ship.
I know, who does, right?
Well, there's a place.
This guy.
Okay, cool.
We're going to take you in to meet John, who is a professional boat shipbuilder, and they actually, this building in and of itself has an awesome history and an awesome connection to the culture, and the whole community came together to build this building so that, and it's actually a nonprofit. They do a lot of boat building and repairs for free. So here, come on in. I'll introduce you to John.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Hello, sir. John, good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again. Come on,
hey, nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for inviting us over here.
Again.
Again, yeah. Tell us a little bit about what happens here inside the Bayles boat shop.
Okay. We started the Bayles boat shop in 1995, and I think we really went live about 1997. And what we do is to promote. Basically, we want to promote wooden boat building, the art of wooden boat building here for everybody, actually. Port Jefferson has such a rich maritime history on Long Island. You probably spoke about some of it on your way over here.
Yeah, we're going to see more of the signs of all the boat
But the maritime history here is rich, and boat building was an incredible part of it
Right.
in Port Jefferson. They built over 500 ships here. And we want to keep that tradition alive. It kind of died down, and right now we hope that we can bring it back. So we, through our small boat restoration and boat building programs, and that's what we do. And we have students, and we do it for families, and we do it with individuals.
Oh, I see. And so families come over here and build their own boats, like we see over here. For example, this one.
Well, this one happens to be a project that we're doing for the shop. As a nonprofit, we got to make money.
Right, of course.
You know, and last year was a tough year. So this particular boat, it's a Lightning class, and we're restoring that, and hopefully we'll sell it. We've done that for other boats in the past.
And who usually buys these type of boats?
Anybody on Long Island. Long Island is a big boating community.
Right.
So, and this particular boat is an international racing class. So they're well received all around. So people are familiar with them. Same with the Comet up here.
Okay.
That was a one we picked up. This was a donation, by the way.
Yeah.
And this one we picked up. This is a Comet, which is another international class.
So it's supposed to go very fast.
Well,
hence the name, or is this slower than this one?
it's slower than this one, but
okay.
this is
This one looks
definitely
like
a
something
racing
we could actually
boat.
do this one, maybe.
We could do that,
This is
you
probably
know.
the only boat
That's
I
how
can
we're,
create, yeah.
that's how we're ending the live video.
Right. So those are projects. Yeah, we'll finish it right now.
Yeah.
So those are projects that we're doing for the shop to help raise money. Then we have paying customers.
Yeah, show us around. Yeah.
Paying customers, for example, this one. This is a 1949 wooden canvas Old Town canoe, which the gentleman found us, walked in one day and said, I have this old town that was my grandfather's and my father's, and I'd like to restore it. Can you guys do it? And they said, that's what we do.
Right.
So he came in. We started this one about a month and a half, almost 2 months ago, and it's a complete restoration. We have to replace all these rib tips that you could see that they're all rotted. So we're replacing rib tips. We're replacing the inwales.
So this used to be on the water.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
this was a
working
freshwater boat built in 1949 by the Old Town Company.
Wow, quite a while back.
Yes.
And interesting that you're restoring it as opposing to build a new one.
Well, we have built new canoes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, our raffle boat, which I want to make sure I mention to you, our raffle boat 2 years ago was a beautiful canoe, wooden strip canoe, that received a lot of attention when we were raffling it off, and that was one of our most successful raffles. And this one obviously is a restoration, not built from scratch.
Right.
But we do build boats from scratch. We build kit boats. We build them from plans.
And can you show us just like briefly the tools you use to build them? Because I'm very curious about that. I think a lot of people would be curious about that.
Well, what we do use to build them, the biggest thing we use are saws and planes.
Okay, so where
All
are
right.
they right now?
Right
Show
now
them.
we have, and these are traditional wood boat building tools.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So obviously a drill press, but wooden planes are kind of our stock in trade, just for smoothing wood.
Yeah.
So we use these. We use spoke shaves for shaving down wood.
And then are you getting the wood also local?
We get the wood local. We have got it from Roberts Plywood over in, I think, Bohemia somewhere. And then we also have gone up to White Plains to Condon Lumber, which has a great source for boat building lumber.
Oh, I see. Wow.
We finished a 24-foot mast here just last year, which was quite an undertaking, but it turned out very well. So, the planes, the spoke shaves, saws.
And John, I was telling Ariel earlier, like what a great community that this is in Port Jefferson. And the cool thing about Long Island is it's made up of 119 different cities, towns, and villages. People don't realize that. And the village feel is that really community feel. And you can see the whole village came together from volunteers and put this building up from volunteers so that we could have this boat restoration nonprofit.
Yes.
And that's just the community is really dedicated to preservation and preserving our history and being there for each other, right?
That's
Yes,
amazing.
this was a community effort, a major community effort. And a lot of people not only dedicated and donated their time, but a lot of businesses donated their efforts too. All the electric was done as a donation. Local lumber yards donated their lumber at cost to us. We had concrete foundations come in that were donations. So it was truly a community effort to put this together.
That's beautiful that the community is coming together.
Yeah,
to
it was like an
put this
old-fashioned
together,
barn raising.
Yeah.
You know?
And you think the boat tradition is staying alive here in Port Jefferson Village?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's even growing. A wooden boat building right now is kind of going through a renaissance right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to be a part of it, and we want to get young people involved in it.
Mm.
And that's one of the reasons we started our education program. We're affiliated with Avalon Park and Preserve over here. They have a state program which is students taking action for tomorrow's environment.
Right.
So we teamed with them, and as a part of their program, we have 14 to 18-year-olds come in, and we teach them the basic boat building skills. We didn't do it last year because of the pandemic, but we hope to start it again. And in the fall or September, we should start another program. And we build those boats, and they're pretty simple. We call it Boat Building 101.
Yeah.
We want to graduate that program to come up to Boat Building 201, so we can start using more sophisticated tools
Yeah.
and more involved boat building skills.
Right.
Now it's kind of simple.
Working our way up back to where we built a 700-ton ship here in Port Jefferson.
Well, I think we're kind of limited in size
I
here.
can imagine, yes, yes. No big barges in the
No big barges. We would like to build bigger boats here, but the shop doesn't allow us to do that. Our limit right now is 19 foot.
So 19 foot would be the bigger boat?
It would be the largest boat that we've built here and normally build or restore. You know.
And restoring is such an important part of everything. You know, when people come to Long Island, they love it because they feel like it feels New England-esque, right? Like all these small villages and fun, but it's also got all the urban amenities. And we have another building I wanted to show you that has been completely restored and is now for the community for all the children.
Fascinating.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for showing us around.
You're most welcome.
Where can people find more information to build their own boat?
We have a
maybe,
website.
potentially?
It's www.baylesboatshop.org or Bayles or www.lisec.org. Both of them will take you to the same place. And also, there's links on there to our Facebook page.
Wonderful.
And
So
people
you
can
can
just pop
find
in and
out-
talk to you when you're here, right? You're right next to the Red Barn, and people can come by and just say hi.
There's
Right.
so many people that stop in here.
Or peek
Yeah.
in and see
Yeah.
the boat building in action.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But-
that's
but-
amazing.
But by all means, I hope we can get the word out because there's so many people that come in here and they say, we had no idea you were here.
Yes, I know. Well, this
know?
is great, John. Thank you so much.
Oh,
we'll
you're
see
quite
you around
welcome.
the village.
Yes,
I know.
we'll be around.
Item one day, one of these.
Oh, don't forget that. This is our raffle boat, by the way.
Yeah.
Our stand-up paddleboard, which we raffle off a boat every year. So this particular one will be raffled after our quick and dirty boat race,
Yeah.
which I didn't tell you about, but you have a schedule here.
Oh.
But that's a fun event that's open to everybody for a small entry fee. But everybody gets the same materials. They have one morning to build a boat, and then the next morning they paint it and we race it out here.
Right.
Some make it, some don't make it. And afterwards, we have the raffle for the boat. So this will be raffled off this year.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Very beautiful design as well.
It's not quite finished yet. It's almost there.
And gorgeous woodworking, too. Very well polished.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder who the lucky winner is going to be.
I don't know. I'll send you some raffle tickets and it
yeah,
can be you.
good idea.
Should we do this on live video? Let us know. All right. Have a great day.
Okay, bye, John.
Enjoy
Thanks.
your day.
I had a meeting in Saratoga Springs in upstate New York, and a lot of people on Long Island, especially on this part of the shore, will skip the drive all the way through the city, and you just take the ferry, and it's gorgeous. It's about an hour and 15 minutes, and then you drive through. I drove through Massachusetts, Connecticut, and then ended up back in New York.
So people are also commuting from Connecticut as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
a lot of people come from Connecticut, and they won't. It's a car ferry, but you can also walk on, and they'll walk on, and then just spend the whole day here as a great daycation, and it's awesome.
pro tip for any tourists that are traveling through all the cities in the mid-Atlantic and New England.
Absolutely.
As you're going from New York, you can go along Long Island, and then you can continue off to Boston. So
that's
this could be a stop.
That's exactly what we're going to say. For international visitors especially, you can fly into New York City, come down through, go through New England, Boston, or vice versa. Start in Boston and go through New York City.
Right.
Have that be your grand finale.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know.
So here we have the Bayles Chandlery, what used to be the Bayles Chandlery. And this was built almost a century ago. And inside you mentioned that there's a really cool museum.
Yeah, it's great. It's called the Explorium.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we're going to explore it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
I know. And while we're going in, it's great for your viewers and listeners to know that Discover Long Island, they can find information about all of Long Island on our website. And we also have a YouTube channel, Discover Long Island NY. Right. And we have a show, as I'm wearing on my t-shirt, Long Island TV. Right. And they can tune in every week for new content. Mm. All right. All right, we're at the Explorium.
All right, wonderful.
And this is really cool. Talk about the maritime history carries through here, as you can see, with this giant boat, this ship hull, like right in the middle. Mm. So you definitely know where you are. You're in Port Jefferson by the water. Hello, I can see you walking around. Hi, Kristen.
Nice to meet you, Lisa.
Lisa, this is Ariel.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Hello,
to meet you too.
welcome everyone.
Thank you so much for welcoming us. Do you have the second mic?
I do, yeah. Here, I'll put it on. Short? Okay, go ahead.
We have a huge production behind.
Yes.
So everyone give hearts to all the people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with a lot of hands behind the scenes. So.
Well, you're doing wonderful work. Thank you for coming by, and welcome to the Long Island Explorium.
Yeah. Tell us what is the Long Island Explorium as we're walking through.
Come on through. So, as you know, we are in a historic building right on Port Jeff Harbor. Right. The Long Island Explorium is a children's museum specializing in science and STEM exploration and play.
Oh, that's so
cool.
cool.
It's a hands-on approach. We encourage constructive play. Yeah. So essentially, exploring, there's no one way to do something, explore. So it's
so important after the year that we've had, especially with children, that have been virtual and remote, and there's been a real lacking of any kind of hands-on learning and training. So this has been really popular with the families to come in where kids can actually touch and feel and learn.
And we believe in early exposure to science, technology, engineering, math fields, as well as art. Engaging that spark and that interest in it early, it expands into so many other areas. Yes. So we're kind of a hidden gem here. Yes. It is beautiful. We pack a lot into the space. So we have a number of activities. We like to say that we cater from 0 to 99. So parents could come explore and play as well as children. So I'll take you through.
So it could be all ages.
All ages. Yeah. And we've adapted since COVID. We have done virtual programs. We go to the school districts. We are opening up June 19th for our regular public hours on the weekends. We're very excited. We're running summer camps. And
that's wonderful. And then what is this makeshift boat over here?
This is our communication center. So this has been kind of, for anyone who's been to the Explorium in the past, this is kind of one of our mainstays. Oh, cool. So as a communication center, children go here, they'll pass messages back and forth. We have Bernie the robot there that's programming. We have a maker space in which they do hands-on crafts, so they construct something. All our stations or exhibits change throughout the year and they swap out. We do theme events. We also run the Long Island Makers Fair, June. Unfortunately, last year
Do you let everyone know what is a Makers Fair for people who are international?
The Long Island Maker Fair is essentially considered the greatest show and tell on earth.
That's a good way of putting it. I like it. Yeah.
Makers are people from all walks of life, whether they're scientists, engineers, arts and crafts, whoever creates something and develops it and wants to share it as a learning opportunity or craft opportunity is invited. So we have scientists come in, we have biologists, we have people making jewelry, we have people making wood art, we have people cosplaying. So we do that annually. This year we're doing smaller Maker Fair mini events during the summer. So we're going to be inviting makers directly to the Long Island Explorium or participating virtually through our camps.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that a lot of people can again, reconnect with building with their hands.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
maker community has been with us, has been very incredible during the pandemic with doing things for the community and creating different things.
And people don't realize, Ariel, that Long Island is made up of a tremendous amount of farmland. Because you talk about it being most dense islands, but the further east you go, it's really farms. And so we do a lot of makers and farm to table and farmers markets. It's a very much in our culture and our community to buy from the local grower or maker, and people really love that personal experience.
And we have a strong connection with sustainability. We do a lot of programs that advocate and teach children and adults in regards to sustainability practices on Long Island, especially since we're so near our waterways right here, that we want to take care of that. So it's all part of what we do. So we try to do environmentalist activities, educational activities, craft activities, everything all in one. So we pack a lot of punch in a small
the other thing, I'm sorry, Ariel, the other thing.
Sorry, but also all in this historic building where people themselves, they were older, but they were also making things with whatever they bought in the chandlery.
Yes. So
what were you about to say?
I was going to say, speaking of education in STEM, one of Long Island's most prideful accomplishments is our schools.
Yeah.
I mean, Long Island is known for having some of the best schools in the country, and the parents and the community invest tremendously in the schools and the students. So education is really, it's important here, and it's really prioritized. So.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's this room over here for our final stop on this grand tour?
So you've seen some of our exhibits.
As a little kid, this place might seem very huge as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of little nooks and crannies too.
Yeah.
So this is
Very well
what's considered traditionally our makerspace.
Oh,
and
cool.
you'll notice also
I'll show
around
over
you'll
here,
see
yeah.
artwork. We have local artists from the community that are exhibiting with us with our Resilience project until Saturday. So they've all given their time and efforts, and these artworks are available for sale on our website until this weekend in regards to as a fundraiser for the Explorium. But this is our makerspace. Children will come here. There will usually be a theme, some sort of theme activity, science-based craft that they could do hands-on here. And then while they're walking around, there'll be some other experiments. This past weekend, we had Worm Weekend, in which there was lime worms that they and you'd be surprised how well the kids got into it. They had fun. We had gloves, and they were able to measure the worms, see which atmosphere they like better, what type of environment. So it got them to ask questions. We basically want them to question and explore their world. Learning should be fun. Without that passion for it, it's not going to make a deeper connection and create a lifelong pursuit of it. So that is our goal, is to make it fun, make it something that they want to do and explore, because we're all part of this.
Oh my God, yeah, that's basically what I do. My mission statement, if I were to have one on Urbanist, is I call it Exploring Cities. It's about exploring. It's not,
I love it. No, and
not so academic, it's more about being there.
And everything
I assume kids need that balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was even looking, when I go around Long Island, just even looking at the architecture.
Right.
All of that is just part of what we see, and it's visually, it tells a story. So I love
wonderful.
that too.
Oh, then where could people find more about the Explorium?
The Explorium, our website, www.longislandexplorium.org. You could also follow us on all our social media channels, which I believe you have all the information.
They'll be down below.
All there. And my name is Lisa Rodriguez. You'll find me on our website if anybody has any personal questions. We're very accessible here, and we're very happy to be part of this wonderful community.
Oh,
Lisa, thank you so much for inviting us over.
Thank you for having us in.
Check it out,
Thank you.
especially if you're
Thank
coming
you.
with kids.
yeah.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right, now let's continue on the adventure
Yes.
through Port Jefferson.
And I know, having tuned in, that your viewers always like it when you go to the local coffee shop.
Oh yes, yes,
Right.
It's quite necessary.
Of course. And on Long Island,
Ringing for the coffee.
yes,
Yeah.
and on Long Island we say
Yeah.
coffee.
Coffee. Oh yes, this is
You
the
gotta
Long
say
Island accent. Yeah.
Coffee. So let's go get it. Let's go get a cup of coffee at a place right across the street. This is actually the downtown area now that we're really getting into. And the
Yes.
cool
So let's
thing-
show the
Yeah.
beautiful architecture all surrounding us right now.
Yeah, and it's awesome for visitors because it's really, unlike a lot of other
Yeah.
downtowns, it's not just one street back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a circle. It goes all the way around.
Right.
I think we're holding up traffic, so
we
we should
are
probably
holding-
cross. Sorry.
And we have a lot of historical homes all surrounding us.
Yes, right.
Some of them dating back to the 1800s, a few of them dating back even to the 1600s, which we might point out when we go a little bit further down into Main Street.
Right.
Yeah.
So on this part of the downtown, you have homes on one side
Yeah.
and businesses on the other, and then we'll circle around and show you kind of the heart of the downtown. But this is locals.
So let me mention one
Yeah,
tidbit
go ahead.
about the history. Right here we have East Main Street, and East Main Street was the main thoroughfare for most of Port Jefferson's life as a village. But soon we're going to visit the new modern thoroughfare, which is Main Street itself.
It's easy to find. If you get lost, it's just a circle.
But why did they have it over here? We noticed that the land is a little bit more elevated. And the land is a little bit more elevated was because this was more of the hills, but down below was known as the Drowned Meadow. And the entire village, or at least part of it, would flood.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
still does flood
yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hi guys. Thanks.
All right, let's go have
All
some
right.
coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. Some gorgeous coffee.
Hi everyone. Okay, so this is called Locals. So they can't get a better local coffee shop than Locals.
So I assume they're local.
They're local,
Okay,
and
cool.
also they do a lot of organic ingredients, as well as, again, just like everybody, we try to source from local farms and farmers whenever we can. So,
That's amazing. So let's
Yay.
show the menu a little bit more. You're going to be main camp for the shoot.
Perfect.
So let's show the menu, and it's beautiful. And they also
are
have.
you a customer? Like, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Is this her? Okay. Okay.
And they're also using Cafe Vita, which is interesting from the Lower East Side. Yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome. So keep it almost within the island. I'll have a cold brew, please, small one, and then we're gonna try one of the chocolate cakes.
Ooh.
Yeah, very quickly.
I'll have a cold brew as well. Do you add any like flavors onto that by chance?
We could do caramel, vanilla,
Ooh, let's.
or pumpkin spice.
Ooh, okay. I'll do vanilla.
And
Vanilla cold
take
brew.
the lead for just
Yes,
a little
got
bit.
it.
Just a little bit.
Chocolate cake and cold brew, and I think that'll do it.
Perfect, no problem.
Thank you.
So 2 cold brews and a loaf cake, right?
Correct.
Right. Comes to $10.90.
Great. We'll get that taken care of if you want to start. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't have my purse. Okay. Any milk? I probably do. I'm going to assume he doesn't because he didn't ask for it. Perfect. And I also heard that the viewers love avocado toast. So I wanted to highlight that yes, that is on the menu, avocado toast. What are the other cakes that you have here?
Typically we have banana nut, but right now we just have the coffee cake and chocolate cake.
Awesome. So I didn't know if you
That's
wanted
amazing.
milk in yours.
No, black.
I
Yeah.
figured. I was like, he didn't say it, so I'm going to say no.
Right, right.
Where for me,
Awesome.
my coffee is more of just, it's a vestibule for me to have the creamer and the flavor. that's really the purpose of coffee.
It's a delivery device
I know,
for
exactly.
sugar and milk.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers. All right.
to some local coffee.
That's good.
Oh,
That'll give
yeah.
us the energy that we're going to need to walk the
Right.
rest of Port Jeff.
And then canoe off towards
Yeah,
towards the sound.
Right. Yeah, which it's funny because it looks peaceful, and I think a lot of people do try to do that. And then on the daily, there's people that have to sometimes get rescued from the sound because it looks, you think, oh, I can see Connecticut
Right.
from here. But you really have to be careful and make sure you respect the waterways when you come here and go through all the guidelines.
Exactly.
It's,
Right.
it's important.
It's rough seas. It could be rough seas.
Well,
yeah.
the ocean is a
Thank you
powerful
so
thing.
much.
Thank you
And
so
then-
much.
One, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's exit through here. Right here.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go this way. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
it?
So let's show a little bit of in the shadow.
Yeah.
let's show a little bit of the coffee so people can see it.
Oh yeah, mine looks the exact right color, as you can tell. You wouldn't even know it was coffee.
Also cold brew, right?
Cold brew.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I got vanilla and I got some milk.
And that's the great thing here in Long Island. You can get a lot of flavor syrup. So if you're a fan of flavor coffee, you'll be in luck in Long Island.
Yes.
And of course, I got black coffee, black cold brew, and they're using Cafe Vita, which is nearby. So they're really keeping it local within the region.
That's the ferry. Did you hear it?
Yes.
That was you people. That's not a horn, a car horn. That's actually the ferry leaving for Connecticut.
It's not angry Long Islanders.
Well, you might have those too. I'm not going to say those don't exist.
It's P.T. Barnum from the grave. We'll talk a little bit about him a little later.
100%.
And actually, feel free to grab
Okay,
a
all
slice.
right. I'm going to take a little bite. Yes, I've been saving up all day.
So we're trying this cake. Look at that. So you got to accompany coffee with some cake, of course.
And the good thing about it is, it's not very sweet. Because that's the reason I don't usually get a lot of cakes, because it's too sugary and sweet. It's the perfect kind of just sweetness
Right.
to match your coffee, I think.
It's more light and subtle.
Like cocoa, like actual cocoa,
Right.
instead of sugar, I think.
Exactly. It's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more better combination with the coffee.
Yeah, I think so.
It'll give you
Especially
more
when
energy.
my coffee's sweet, so I don't need it. I know.
Right. Because back in the day, they used to, the sailors and the people who would build the ships would get pies, handmade, homemade pies here nearby where we're going to walk on Main Street. But instead of pie, we're going to grab you some chocolate cake.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
order to sustain the journey.
Pie's hard to eat on the go. I know, so cake is definitely a better choice. So we'll start walking towards the, like you said, the newer Main Street. And along the way, if you'd like, I can point out a couple things.
Please do.
And I know you, again, having spent a lot of your childhood here, you know a lot about it as well. But this, right across the street here, this is actually, on both sides, is Danford's Hotel. It's actually, believe it or not, we're surrounded by water on Long Island, but there's not that many hotels on the waterfront or dining on the waterfront. So Danford is one of the most popular hotels in the area because it's connected to the water. And it's also historic.
So this is a great spot for people who want a little bit of a quieter trip in Long Island, because Long Island offers that variety.
Yeah.
Where you have more of the nightlife hubs of Long Beach and Freeport.
Yes, closer to the city.
Right.
The closer you get to New York City, it's more urban and it's more densely. And then the closer
Right.
you get out to what we call the end, the east end, which are the two forks, because it's like a fish that has two tails.
Exactly.
And there's the North Fork, which is vineyards and farms, and the South Fork is, of course, the famed Hamptons.
Also, they're not referring to eating lobster roll.
No,
okay.
no. So, but it's great because the
Those are
further
two
you get
forks,
out,
okay.
the more it's like really rural. And I think a lot of people are surprised that Long Island does have such diversity.
Right.
So you get to kind of some of the buildings here, but we're going to actually, if it's okay, we're going to end at Danford's
Yes.
when we finish, because this is it's like our local hotspot, right? Where you
Right.
go and you have a drink on the water. It's about as exciting as it gets around here, which I like. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's
if you don't like
what
the
people are
hustle
looking
bustle.
for.
Right.
Some people are looking for that.
Some people, yeah. So
And that's why I love that as a little kid, but also there's vibrancy here.
Yes.
We're today in the Wednesday because it's a little bit more calmer and relaxed on purpose, because
Yes.
live videos on a crazy hectic day it's a different live video.
I'm telling you, the weekends here are popping.
But it's popping. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very crowded, and it's a great crowd because, like she was saying, it's all ages. You get families, you get singles. Hi, ladies.
Right.
This is a great restaurant. It's actually, again, it's one that opens up. It's seasonal only. It's called
Oh, cool.
Steamers, and this is where you get your not a lobster roll, but a whole lobster.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, you get the whole lobster. You get tons of seafood.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, it's very popular amongst the locals.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna see what people are saying in the comments in a bit.
Oh yeah.
So let's find out.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the comments and the questions. I'm happy to answer
We're
any
gonna find out what
questions.
people are saying in the comments. But what were you saying about Steam Room?
So it's
Yeah.
just it's one of the places, because the thing about Long Island is we are a seasonal destination. So we go through winter and a lot of stuff closes down because the visitors aren't here, and so people anticipate it. So Memorial Weekend when our favorite restaurants reopen
Let's
for
show
the
a little
summer.
bit of Steam Room, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome,
Yeah.
and so people get really excited to come and hang out. And then it's again right across the street from the ferry. And right next to it is, again, one of our most famous local places. It's called the Frigate. And you go inside, and what it reminds me of is Disneyland. When you go,
Can we take a peek at it?
yeah, let's go
take a peek
check it out. amazing. The first time I came in here, my kids were like, they were so happy that we moved here because they were like, we
Yeah.
love it. You get everything from candy to gelato to cakes. They even have dog treats,
Oh, that's
dog
fancy.
sweets in here. So when we go in, you'll see.
So let's
Yeah, we'll just peek in.
after you. Yeah. You good? Go outside. Go.
What do you
Alright,
think?
Beautiful. What?
What do you think? I mean, right?
beautiful,
Does
yeah.
this reminds me of when I'm in Disneyland and you go in and like everything looks delicious and
Right.
beautiful. Not just delicious, but also aesthetically beautiful.
Gigantic. Let's show around. Yeah.
Yeah, and then here's the dog treat area that I was talking about, which is also really popular. The little fire hydrants. Aren't they so cute?
There's a little pizza, which is also
Like
something
you
you'll
buy
find-
your dog a little happy birthday treat.
Oh,
I
these
know.
are dog treats.
These are dog treats.
Oh my god, that's so adorable.
I know, I love it. So,
And they have the red velvet cake, which always people are buying as well.
I mean, honestly, I can't imagine what they don't have here. They
Yeah.
have cake pops, they have cupcakes, they have the ice cream over here, they have fudge.
and
your
I
homemade
remember
fudge.
this from my childhood, so this has been around.
It's
for
a staple.
while,
It
yeah.
really is. And I
Yeah.
think everybody that's been here remembers it from their childhood because you come in here and you just, the kids' eyes they just get so, they double in size.
People don't realize, but like ice cream culture came from New York, the state itself.
Yeah.
This is where it started.
Yes.
You know, just in general. The state.
Yeah, and as far as Long Island, one of the interesting things about Long Island ice cream in particular is you get the ice cream cone, and then they dip it, the whole thing, in sprinkles. And so there's not an ounce covered, it's like covered in sprinkles. That's
Right.
a very
We'll show
Long
the candies
Island
over
way
here.
to ice
Yeah.
cream.
Beautiful.
Yeah, fun, right?
All right, so let's see what are people saying in the comments. So everyone give hearts to Aiden, who's behind the camera. I'm gonna turn the camera on Aiden. Aiden, say hello. And Joe is also on camera. Joe is also manning the second camera, so give hearts to him. And Cliff is gonna let us know a few comments.
We do. As a matter of fact, you have people saying hi from all over the world, and people
Oh,
are
that's awesome.
so.
Here, let's cross over here, Ariel.
So let's say hi to a few people. Who,
Oh.
Yeah, so Wendy
stop and
says
say hi?
hi,
Yeah,
and
let's stop.
Adam says hi, and George says hi.
Hey.
And then you get
George,
people-
hey, how's it going?
Wendy,
Welcome,
Adam.
George.
And then you get people going, I want to move there.
Yes, you should move here. In
Yes.
fact, it's
You have one person, I think it was Lorraine says, I want to be there right now.
I
Lorraine,
understand.
definitely
It's
come over.
awesome, right?
What are the easiest ways to get to Port Jefferson? There's
So
three
that's-
main paths.
So that's
right?
the greatest thing about getting here, and actually all on Long Island, because there's a train. The Long Island Railroad has 124 stops from Manhattan, from Penn Station.
Yes.
And we're going to open up from actually Grand Central starting in 2022.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
East Side
news.
Access, brand new. It's
Okay.
been a 20-year project, so it's going to be awesome.
The largest commuter rail
Yeah.
in all the U.S.
It's true,
Yeah.
and it was actually built to get people to go to Boston, and then they realized, oh my God, everyone wants to come out and use it for vacation.
Right.
And so it stops everywhere. So there is a Long Island Railroad stop in Port Jefferson, right up. It's walkable, but it's kind of a longer walk, so you might have to Uber it down to this section.
Which is accessible over here.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy to do. Or you drive from New York City, anywhere, or you take the ferry,
Right. Or you can swim,
or you can swim.
but not recommended.
No, and I don't think there's not really sharks in the Sound. Yeah, every now and then they'll spot one, but
So-
usually they're more in the ocean.
So Cliff, who else?
Right, so
Yeah.
John has a really interesting question. John
Yeah.
says that's such an old town, Port Jefferson,
Yeah.
but it's like other towns around the country. Do they pattern themselves after Port Jefferson because it's been around for so long?
Well, that's a great question. So Port Jefferson dates back to the 1600s. 1682 is when the first man settled here, who was an Irish shoemaker by the name of John Rowe. But I'm not sure. That's a good question. Do you
I
think
don't- you know what?
towns are inspired by each other?
I don't. I think the cool thing about Long Island is that all of our different downtowns and villages have their own unique personality, and they all have their own feel. So Long Islanders love to go all around our own town, our own island, because each town you go to is different. But I think most people feel like when they come here, they feel like, oh, this feels like New England. You know, and
Right.
people are surprised by that.
Well, it also feels mid-Atlantic because mid-Atlantic has its own personality
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
true.
So I think we forget that that Long Island shares a lot in common with the coastline of New York City, with
Yep.
the coastline of New Jersey, and Connecticut as well.
We get a lot of people
That's
that
what I
come
wanted.
to visit from the city,
Yeah.
in particular, and then they're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to buy a summer house. And then they're like, and then I'm going to live in that summer house all year round. 'Cause
Right.
it turns out it's great.
So let's show in front of us. We have
Yeah.
Main Street.
Yes.
And after you,
Okay.
Aiden, as well. So the reason we are having
We
a
had
lot of
cross.
cameras and it feels like we suddenly went high production is because we're working with the Streamcast network
I think
in
this is the-
conjunction with
we're
Discover
the
Long
crosswalk,
Island.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll cross over here. We'll cross over here, don't worry about
Okay.
it.
I was like, okay. All right, perfect. So you've got a lot of, again, locally owned boutiques, like this one, Christina's Handbags. You don't see a lot of chains
No.
in our downtowns, especially our villages. And that's what's great. So you can go to each different village, whether
Right.
you're in Huntington, which I know you've been in, or Port Jefferson, or Farmingdale, or Patchogue, and they all have their own unique flavor that is very localized.
I've done few episodes in Long Island, but not that many because it's not obvious to most tourists to come here, at least not yet,
Yeah.
because it hasn't reached like mainstream popularity, but I think it'll get there very soon.
Well, I think
Yeah.
so. The Hamptons have, right?
The Hamptons,
So
of course.
people, when they think of Long Island, they think of the Hamptons or the North Fork, which is the vineyards, because we have over like 60 different vineyards in the North Fork, award-winning wines. But when you go further out there, it can be very trafficky. It can be very crowded. It can be difficult to get a room sometimes or a restaurant reservation. So I think as the compression there happens, more people are exploring these other areas. So
Right.
that's why it's so great that you're here showing your viewers things they can do without having to deal with all of that.
So let me explain a little bit about Main Street. So let's show Main Street. Main Street used to be a gigantic causeway, many feet long, built by a Captain Jones, who thought he wanted to extend the business for the port. Since this would flood twice a day, they needed something that they can access the port with. So at first it was a causeway, and it was called Jones Street. But when the village incorporated it, they translated it into Main Street, which we have here today. But we're about to pass by Hotel Square. And or at least according to Port Jefferson, at that time in the late 1800s, they called this the center of hospitality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was one of the hotels over here where the Starbucks is currently located. It used to be one of the major hotels. So Aiden, let's show over here the Starbucks, right? Especially the second floor.
Yeah, the Burritos is what it's called on the second floor. Again, another great restaurant up there that has water views.
Right.
And really good. It's funny, their nachos are awesome because you order the nachos, but they're actually giant tostadas.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah, so everything a little bit different. This is a brand new, we're still getting new restaurants opening, and this is a brand new one that just opened, the Whiskey Barrel. And then you have the Spy Coast here, which is, is a play on the Culper Spy Ring, which is from this area.
Right.
If you want to tell about it.
So right next door is Setauket, and George Washington hired spies from that area in order to gain intelligence on Britain, who
Yes.
was based in Long Island, or at least took over it for quite a while. So we're going to stop over here in this corner.
Yeah, well, first of all, Ariel, you got to say Setauket.
Setauket. Okay.
And there was actually a show about the spy ring called Turn.
Yes.
It was a multi-year series, and it was really wildly popular. And I mean, it really was the turning point of the Revolutionary War. The spies. The rumor is, right, is that the spies would communicate on their laundry via clothespins in code, and that's how Washington knew what was happening with the army.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
so big.
and potentially in cahoots with Hercules Mulligan, who was featured in Hamilton, who sewed those spy secrets into the clothes.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And the other thing about Port Jefferson and a lot of our downtowns is we have a lot of local art that's kind of like, it's hidden around. So you'll see it on, it used to be like utility boxes or something. They beautify it with local art. So this is something Discover Long Island actually did. We partnered with a local artist from Greenport. Her name is Carabella. You can see her Instagram right here. She's gorgeous, first of all, so talented. You love her, all of her art. And we did these angel wings, and she put inside the wings things about this area of Long Island, like the East End. We have another pair of wings in Long Beach, and it has different depictions of things closer to the city. But these, we wanted to do angel wings. These are actually made to look like osprey wings, which is the osprey bird, which is the official bird of Long Island.
fascinating.
Yeah, so people don't know that, but we should get our picture in front of it. You
Yeah,
think?
yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
Should we put our-
That'd be
let's-
great. After you.
Put our coffee down.
That you can throw away. Yeah.
He's like,
All right.
come on over. No, we do it
All
together.
right, let's do it.
I know.
All right. Oh, this would be a good thumbnail shot.
Yeah. And so everybody gets their picture with the wings.
Yeah.
and then you tag Discover Long Island, and then we share it on our stuff.
Oh, cool.
And it's been awesome. There was a girl the other day that posted a picture, and she had just lost 100 pounds. And she said, what a great metamorphosis show of what I've been through. And it was just such a wonderful story. So we love it.
Oh, that's beautiful. And there's a few other details.
Yeah.
Like the lobster,
Yes.
which is
the
also
ferry, you see.
well eaten in Manhattan and Long Island.
Yep.
In the lifeguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lifeguard beach chair. You know, it's funny, the big story on Long Island right now is there's a shortage of lifeguards. This is our crisis going into summer.
Oh no.
Because we've got so much beach and swimming pools and outdoor activity, and a lot of the kids weren't trained because of last year.
Right.
So that's the big story. I just think it's so funny, like lifeguard shortage, everybody look out. But pumpkins for the farms. This is Montauk Lighthouse.
Oh, that's Montauk. Okay.
Yeah, which
Port
is
Jeff has its own lighthouse, right?
Port Jeff has, I don't know, is it
smaller
a
one.
working lighthouse?
Yeah.
But this is one of only 4 national landmarks that are lighthouses in the country. This was
Fascinating.
commissioned by George Washington. There's an incredible story about the lighthouse, how it almost fell onto a cliff and it was saved. Anyway,
Right.
People come from all over the world to see the Montauk Lighthouse.
That's amazing. I love it.
And it's the very tip of Montauk,
Yeah.
right before you go into the ocean, so it's called The End.
The end. Okay.
When people say The
That's
End,
the no more Long Island.
this is a Long Island thing. You got to act like you know what's going on. The
Right.
End, they're talking about Montauk.
Popularized in the show called The Affair.
The
on Showtime.
Affair, yes.
Yeah.
We were just
So-
talking about it. We have a podcast called Long Island Tea.
Oh yes.
And we were just talking about one of the things, there's a very, the famous restaurant called Lunch. All Long Islanders know we call it the lobster roll.
Oh,
But
I
the
see.
sign says lunch. So if you call it lunch, you're immediately, like everyone knows you're a tourist.
Oh, interesting. I thought
Yes.
it was the other way around. Okay.
No. So anyway,
So this is what used to be known as Hotel Square. Was the First National Bank of Port Jefferson, built in the 1900s, and it's one of the best kept buildings in this area. Very beautiful as well, with a huge turret right there in the corner. Now it's a clothing store, but you can the changing room is something special, right? There's
she said it used to be a cell.
a
Or a vault. Was it a vault or a cell? I think
Probably
it was
a vault.
A vault.
Vault,
Because it was
yeah.
a jail too, wasn't it? She said it was a jail.
I think
and
for a
bank.
while.
Yeah. And actually, I will tell you, I love this clothing store.
Yeah.
It is very on trend and really cute stuff. It's very boutique-y, high-end.
So let's pause over here. I want to show one piece of history after the UPS trucks passes by. So this used to be the Townsend House Hotel. But before it was the Townsend House Hotel, I mentioned an Irish shoemaker moved over here by the name of John Rowe. He settled here, and this was his original home. But throughout the 2 centuries, it was expanding, from the 1600s all the way to the 1800s. And this was the premier hotspot back in the day for Port Jefferson. But now, later at the end of this tour, we're gonna go to the current hotspot in terms of hospitality or hotel,
Yeah.
which is Danford's.
Danford's. Yes, but we're going to get some food real quick. Because I think we've worked up an appetite
Yes, so we're gonna turn a little
with
bit
this
further
walk.
down.
But yeah, you can see it's on a Wednesday afternoon,
Yeah.
right? It's really bustling. And we were talking about this. This is like some fine cigars and smoke shop. But we couldn't figure out if there was a tie-in as to why there's specific smoke shops, a couple of them.
That's,
But
I was so curious about it.
yeah, I know.
I guess it's also older communities.
Right,
still
right,
based
right.
here.
I think you're right.
So this is one of the more colorful church buildings here. It's no longer a church, it's a Masonic temple. But originally it was a church, one of the first churches to be built here in Port Jefferson. And it's also one of the older Masonic temples, I think, in Long Island. So do let us know in the comments, because right there they have 1796, the date right there. So
Oh, there's your fire department.
no
Yeah.
atomic bomb.
So this is what I was telling you. The fire
I
department
mentioned
is,
the Masons and that happened.
I know. They're like, uh-oh. Cue it. I know.
So what's
Don't mention the Masons. It just happened.
what's the sound that's happening right now?
But the funny thing is, so Long Island fire departments are
Yeah.
also kind of unique. That there are 119 different fire districts on Long Island, and they're all volunteer firefighters. So that's actually
Fascinating.
more fire districts than New York City and Los Angeles combined.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
and,
a lot.
and they love it. It's definitely like a milestone in the community. All the guys, all the dads, all the brothers, they want to be on the volunteer firefighters, and it's like a fraternity. It's like maybe the new Masons. I don't know.
That's yeah. Well,
I know.
they all know each other, or
Yeah.
a lot of them do. Yeah.
It's like the hangout.
A beautiful building. I love how they colored it. So 1796. Maybe some of the founding fathers might have passed by. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, Port Jefferson is named after Thomas Jefferson. Cue the music.
Yeah, exactly. You're all about Hamilton because Broadway's
Right.
coming back.
Right. If you're
So
Hamilton,
we're excited.
if you're a Hamilton lover, do combine Port Jeff with Setauket.
So talk it.
Setauket.
I know. So
This
is.
used to be Sawasset.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sawasset?
That was the name of Port Jeff before, the indigenous name.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. This is awesome. But I love these local stores. So behind here are, again, some great restaurants, a wonderful local park. But we're going to go to Ruvo here because this is one of the local favorite. It's dining. You know, we don't really have fine dining.
Yeah, let's pause over here. Yeah. Yeah,
we
we
don't
were
have
saying.
fine dining on Long Island, but it's quality.
I'll let you
right?
take the lead. Yeah.
Okay, so Ruvo is one of the places that we go to. It's delicious, exquisite food prepared masterfully, but you don't have to dress up or have any kind of, put on any airs. You just come in, you enjoy yourself, and have delicious food.
Right, and then there's a lot of these restaurants hidden everywhere in these
Yes, they're all
little
kind of
back
tucked
alleys.
into these
Yeah.
little side parts of the buildings because there's not a lot of land, right?
Right.
So you have to kind of create a restaurant where you can. So there's this one right across the street is Oldfields.
Right.
Also a very popular place. There's a few of them on Long Island. Port Jefferson is one of them. And then, there's the Lobster House. All along this line, there's a few restaurants. And this is where, again, if you don't have a reservation, you're going to probably wait on a weekend night.
Right.
But if you come during the week, you can luck out.
Cool. So we're gonna step inside.
Yeah, sure. Let's go inside.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Are we going inside?
Yeah,
we're
gonna
gonna
go
just
inside.
show a little bit real quick.
Yeah, if it's okay, we'll go in. Thank
This
you.
is beautiful to see inside. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't it nice? And if you want to walk all the way out, we'll show a little bit in
Yeah.
here,
So
and
let's
then we'll
show
be
a
on the
little
patio. Yeah, let's just show them inside.
Look at that.
Again, really local community feel. You see like the tin ceilings and the brickwork and the woodwork in here. It's kind of a historic place, but it feels very clean and modern and updated. And look,
It
it's
does.
very busy on a Wednesday afternoon. Look at this.
Busy. It smells good. Oh
I
my
know, it smells good. Thank you. Welcome. It's a gorgeous
Ooh.
day, so I thought we'd hang out
Thank you so much.
outside.
absolutely.
God. Ooh, I love this.
Yeah, very nice, right?
This is very nice. Yeah.
And you can't be on Long Island. That's how you say it, Long Island,
Long
without
Island.
having a Long Island iced tea.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
So Long Island iced tea.
You say it like lawn, L-A-W-N, Guyland, G-Y.
Guyland.
That's how we say it. It's Long Island.
So Cliff, sit down. Let's answer
Cliff, come on over.
some questions.
This is fun.
Some comments. Sure. So everyone, this is Cliff. He's the man behind the camera who's helping produce this entire show.
This is
as well.
dangerous because, have you ever had one?
No, I have never had. So that has a big stereotype for it being very, very deceiving.
Yes.
Yeah, like I don't
Just like
really know
Washington Spies.
how you guys are going to do the rest of the show.
Yeah, one of those because it's got, I think, like 6 different liquors in
Right.
it. Pretty much every liquor you can think of. But it tastes really sweet, like sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Sweet tea.
Which is what makes it, what makes it scary.
So it's very sugary. This is a Long Island iced tea, very popular here
Yes.
in Long Island. Probably popular in basically every bar
Yeah.
in America.
It started during the disco era in the 1970s on the south shore of Long Island at a
fascinating.
very famous bar, disco tech down there called the OBI.
OBI, okay.
Yeah, and that's where it originated around 1976, 77.
So
Not that I was alive then.
You know what, it's funny, and we had a place called Franklin, Tennessee a couple years ago that tried to say that they invented the Long Island iced tea because they have a place there called Long Island, and they did a whole social media thing, and we shut it down. We actually had a contest, and we had them come out, and we made our Long Island iced tea, and they made theirs, and let's just be honest, Franklin, Tennessee, no, you were not the home of the Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
It's Long Island, New York.
yeah, that's
We won.
It's like Los Angeles claiming the Manhattan cocktail. So
Right,
like,
you can't do it.
You
I was
can't
like,
do
no, nice
like
try.
it's in the name.
Nice try.
Yeah. And so it's very sweet as well, and
Yeah.
it has some actual iced tea. I can tell.
A little bit, yes. But there's
But-
something that gives it that tea coloring. Yeah, it's magical. I don't know, but be
But
careful.
It is a bit deceptive because I taste the sweetness. It's almost a little bit too sweet.
Right, because you don't taste the liquor.
I don't taste
and
the
I
liquor.
think that's what
Does
it's.
this have liquor? Is this juice?
It does. It has liquor.
Uh-oh.
This has liquor. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
So
I'm saying that because
'Cause you
know,
can't tell.
If you're partying hard, you won't be able to tell.
But you're not driving, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
think
I came here via swimming. So.
well, we're going to swim after sitting out here for a while. I'll tell you that. I was like, I might take a dip in the Long Island Sound at this point.
So let's see what people are saying in the comments.
So Field says it has 6 different types of alcohol in
Yes.
a Long Island iced tea.
Yes.
6 different types of alcohol. So let us know. Let us know what types of alcohol do you think it is. I'll guess one and you guess one, and we'll let people guess the other.
Okay, I'm going to say definitely vodka,
I taste rum.
rum.
Okay, and let us know the four.
Yeah, what are
other
the other ones? Because I don't.
And what else are people saying in the comments?
Well, actually, somebody, a guy named Pete, said, he said, it also seems like it could be a little bit of a college town.
Yeah, so we are located right next to Stony Brook University.
Right.
Stony Brook University has about, I think, 12,000 students from all over the world, actually. We have a big delegation from Asia here, and it's one of the most renowned science and medical colleges in the area.
Joe, sorry to interrupt. Let's show this beautiful pizza over here.
Yes.
Everyone give hearts to Joe. He's been showing awesome
Thanks,
details of the.
So this is the pancetta flatbread. So you've got pancetta, and you've got some goat cheese, I believe, and some figs and some arugula.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so beautiful. I love goat cheese personally, so
Same.
I'm extremely excited
Same.
for this.
And look, we've got some more stuff coming out.
Wow,
I know, we're not going to leave here hungry, that's for sure.
that is for
You
sure.
don't leave Long Island or Port Jefferson hungry.
I'll wrap mine to go.
So no one's starving here.
So you've got the, what is it, salmon,
Yeah.
flounder, and shrimp. And then this is scallops and shrimp.
Ah, scallops.
You're the scallops. I know, I saw you light up.
It's my namesake. So Viera
Yes.
means scallops in Spanish
Oh,
and in
awesome.
Portuguese. So either my descendants 20, 30 generations back were scallop farmers, or Viera also means truth. So maybe they were just truth tellers.
Yeah, or they're truth scallop farmers.
Right.
I know.
They knew the truth, which was
Yes,
scallops.
Which is scallops. Can't go wrong with scallops.
So
I
let's
think.
try the pancetta first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want me to put one on there? You're just going to grab it. That's fine, right?
Let's grab it, yeah. So here in Long Island, does one eat pizza with a fork and knife or no?
Oh my gosh. So the big Long
Are those
Island.
fighting words?
No.
Okay.
So the big Long Island debate.
Yeah.
No, not a fork and knife for
Okay,
sure.
cool.
The debate is to fold it or not to fold it.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, because New York
Yeah.
is known for our pizza.
Right.
Some of the best New York pizza is right here on Long Island. It's
Right.
amazing. And now that's fighting words. People will fight you for their best pizza place and their best bagel joint.
And almost everyone says their neighborhood joint.
Of course.
Yeah.
But then then the big debate is, do you fold it and eat it? Because it's floppy. New York pizza is like it's flexible.
Right.
Or do you keep it straight? What do you do?
I usually fold it if it's a New York style
You
pizza.
do.
Yeah.
See, I keep it straight, but I'm not from New York originally, so that's like a thing.
If I'm really, really hungry, I want to extend the pizza's lifetime, then I would not fold it. Yeah.
Right.
There was a
Favorite.
scene in Saturday Night Fever where
Yeah.
John Travolta, not only does he fold it, but he gets 2 slices and folds the 2 slices.
Yes.
And then watch him put that in his mouth.
I did
Yes.
that on live video. I tried it John Travolta style. All right, let's try this
Okay.
out.
Adam wants to know if this is a typical Long Island lunch. What do you think?
I think so. In fact, I was just here about a week ago and I ordered this exact same pizza, this flatbread. That's why I knew it was so good. But yeah, I think so. There's everything on Long Island from delis. Some people will go to the deli and get a deli sandwich. We like our meatballs.
Egg sandwiches from the deli.
Yeah.
Big deal.
So that's a Long Island thing. When you say, tell me you're from Long Island without telling me you're from Long Island, bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
Oh yeah, and it's one word.
Yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
That's right.
That's a breakfast.
Hashtag.
Right, that's
Hashtag
a breakfast.
So this is very good. It's the pancetta is very thick over here. Very, very thick pancetta.
And the fig adds just the sweetness that counteracts with the goat cheese.
Right.
It's delicious.
Yeah. Well, fig and goat cheese always go well together.
So perfect.
Yeah, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
except the savory edition.
So that's what I was saying earlier. When you go to a place like this, you're getting a high-end experience as far as culinary, but you don't have to dress up. You don't have to feel like you have to be fancy. You know, you can come in and just chill.
Right, right.
And you're not paying New York City prices.
Yes, Long Island is not cheap.
It's not, no.
It's not inexpensive, but it's certainly less expensive than New York City.
Right.
I know.
So also keep in mind that that Long Island has a huge Italian American population, massive. So
I'm gonna put this on here.
Thank you so
gotta
much.
Get after this. I'm excited to see you taste your namesake.
So so a lot of the cuisine here comes from some people might have recipes that go back generations.
Yes,
Yeah.
and families. I mean,
yeah.
these are mostly all family-owned businesses. And so it's handed down through the generations, and that's why I think people are so passionate about, you know, their favorite places.
So
I don't have the
let's
information
show that close.
right now.
Here we have shrimp, we have scallops, and we have some risotto.
Risotto, yeah.
Fascinating. Some Italian rice, I call, and some coleslaw. And look at those huge shrimp.
I know, awesome.
These definitely come, well, they seem like they come from the Sound because they're very big.
I don't think they come from the Sound, but they might be from either local or New England,
Okay, cool.
which is right across.
Right. So, like, seafood here is crucial to most of Long Island.
The seafood, the fishing industry, both commercial and so fresh. Flounder. There's another one that I can't think of. If you know in the notes what the other, there's one.
Do let us know what are the other top
Yeah, there's another one that I
fishes,
can't think of.
Bluefish is
in Long Island.
Bluefish, but there's one that's for some reason it's not as glamorous as
Sea robins?
no
they're
a sea
ugly.
bass, but it's actually supposedly really tasty. But it just doesn't. A lot of it. It's funny. I was talking to some of the marketing people. It's just marketing. You know, people want the fish that's marketed that has the nice name, and there's some other fish that's actually much cheaper and better, but doesn't have the notoriety.
So lobster now probably is one of the more expensive items you can find in most Long Island restaurants. It used
Yes,
to be known as a sea roach.
that's a great example.
People were so embarrassed by lobster that they would bury the shells in their backyard so their neighbors wouldn't know. The reason we have crime and punishment laws was because prisoners in Massachusetts were fed too much lobster, and they went to the Supreme Court. So now when you eat lobster, look at that from that perspective. And Long Island does make a great lobster, so let's try this.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig into the scallops.
But I think the scallops are underrated in general. Not enough people eat these beautiful
Oh
scallop
my gosh, these are
steaks.
delicious. And they're not that easy to cook all the way through.
Right.
And make them still be tender and not chewy. I actually read an article this morning that there's actually, in Maine, there's a lobster shortage. People are freaking out to the price of lobsters going up again.
Oh no, that's terrible. I hope it comes back. Okay, so the shrimp itself was very good, very big, very tender. This is very tender. Almost you can eat it with a spoon. That's how tender it is. And but the great thing about scallops, what I enjoy personally, is that they taste like little mini steaks, and they're hard to cook. So I can tell if a restaurant is good enough when they cook it well.
I love the way it's browned.
It's brown, yeah, and that takes very hard because they have to cook it at such high heat.
Looks like a marshmallow.
It does, yeah. It's basically a fish marshmallow.
I think you baked it.
It does. It kind of tastes like a marshmallow.
Right. So let us know what people else are saying.
Lisa's going to get me information, but you have a bunch of people that are putting in super chats.
Oh, cool.
So she's going to get me
So
information.
do let
on
us
that.
know those super chatters.
Yeah. And Adam wants to know if the real estate's expensive here.
Yes. So
And taxes.
taxes, yes. So what I was saying earlier. In fact, there's a huge real estate boom happening on Long Island right now because so many people want to move here, especially after the pandemic. People are really rediscovering the suburbs, but we still have direct access to New York City. So you can get on a train and be in the city for the day, but still live here, which is has become really popular. So houses go in a day, and they're very expensive to begin with because you have more land and there's less inventory, but Long Island is known for our taxes, and the taxes are very high.
Okay.
But interestingly enough, more than 70% of those taxes go to the schools. And that's why I said we really invest in education. And Long Islanders pride ourselves on doing that. We don't skimp on the children. And the education, the schools are a lot of them Ivy League feeders. It's very competitive. In fact, on seniors on decision day will all wear their sweatshirts of the colleges that they've chosen. So it's really important. But taxes, we have a fire district tax for all the volunteer firefighters. We have a water district tax. We have a library tax. That's the other thing. There's libraries everywhere. Almost every single village has their own library. And again, it goes back to that focus on books and learning and reading. It's a very well-educated community, and that puts a lot of emphasis on learning.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Oh, that's good to hear.
So it's expensive, but I feel like people kind of feel like you get what you pay for.
Right.
And people live here for the quality of life and the proximity to New York City and the proximity to the water and the ocean.
Right.
And that real community, small town feel.
Right. Right.
The colleges have come a really
Let me see
long
the
way.
comments. I would love to see them.
Okay.
Like,
We have plenty of time here, by the
oh,
way.
good.
So
Plenty of time.
I'm like, I might need to move over into the shade. I'm like melting.
Cauliflower Box, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Aya Vlogs, why the text is so high? Education is very high. B. Griffin, nice to see you here. Scallops are meat marshmallows. Basically, yes, they are.
That is such a great description.
Aya says, please show some love by liking the stream. Yes, slam that like button right now as the fire department just slammed that siren before. Or the Masons. George, save me some. George, yes.
Yes, we've got a whole flounder, George. Where are you?
We're about to eat the flounder, so come quick. Camera work like old Brian De Palma movie. Yes. We're doing some crazy camera works.
Diana
some deep
Lee
focus.
donated $10.
Oh, awesome. Let us know what people are saying on Facebook. Adam, nice to see you here. Yummy Delish says Wendy. Wendy, it really is. And what is the real estate here?
Yeah, the real estate. So, I think the average house, we're in Suffolk County. It's just over about $500,000 for a house. And it might be a little bit more in Nassau County because the closer you go to the city, the more the real estate goes up. But again, you get what you pay for, and you get great libraries and small town feel and urban amenities.
George says no more cheek tacos. No, I think the he's referencing my Mexico trip. I think the food always here has boded well with me. I always feel good when eating the seafood here in Long Island. It's very safe.
Yeah, of course. And we can get some good fish tacos here too sometime. You know what I mean? You can get some good tacos here.
Mexican American food in Long Island is amazing. I've had a few burrito places, especially in these smaller towns.
Yep.
Like the one here in Port Jeff right by the Wings.
Yeah.
Really good Mexican American food.
It's the influence of the Latinos here.
CB Earth Day, thank you so much for tuning in. And also Girl in the Curl, welcome. And the biggest problem with Port Jeff is the drag racing. So there is a sports racing scene, but that is for another different type of live stream. My favorite cocktail in the world says, Dave, ooh, a Long Island tea? All right, Dave, you're brave, Dave.
Dave, what are the other 4 ingredients?
And great looking flatbread. The flatbread is truly
so
amazing.
Good.
Truly amazing.
Well, when we were like talking about what to order, the Long Island is known for seafood, and we were talking about it, but I was like, this is my go-to. I'm like, Ariel, you got to try this. This is so good. It hits all of the spots.
So let's try this flounder.
Okay.
And says feed the camera guys.
Yeah. Yes, we've got plenty. Camera guys.
Camera guys.
We're gonna get some forks for you guys.
Feel free. Put the cameras down. We're pausing the show.
Yes. There's plenty. Camera guys are gonna eat well. All right. I fed you last time, so why don't you dig in?
All right.
It's the mom in me. You can tell I cut up the food and serve it to you, put it on your plate.
Right, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
I'm like, that was a total mom move. Can't help it.
All right,
Just used to it.
Let's try this flounder.
Okay.
Look at that. Beautiful flounder.
And all the veggies underneath. These veggies are gorgeous. You've got some broccolini, some carrots, and this looks like some wild rice, which is nice. Again, nice, and it's got a delicious sauce, but a healthier ingredients. Yeah, is it good?
Oh my God. So I'm basically eating my best friend.
Oh no.
Because Ariel, the Little Mermaid.
Oh, it's funny. I was like,
flounder, yeah.
Right. And what is this called? Remember, she's like, it's not a fork. It's the ship thought it was a hairbrush.
Tritons?
No.
Well,
what
because
was it
it kind of looks like a trident. But I don't know the movie too well, to be honest.
Gosh. You can tell I have 2 little girls. I'm like,
I preempted everyone who's making those jokes in comments. At least we're not eating Sebastian.
Yes, if you're in the comments and you know what Ariel called this,
Do less though.
because she had a name for all of it. She would go on land,
Yeah.
or if she would find things in the sea and that she wanted to go on land so bad, and then she would dream up what this could be used for.
Right.
And in her mind, she didn't think about eating with fork, of course.
Oh, with
She used it with a brush.
especially hair. Oh, that's
I know.
So what were people saying in
So
Facebook?
some of the more popular fishes, some of these people are saying, I've never heard of this, is cod here.
Okay.
Who said that?
Sea bass, scallops, and that was Joshua.
Joshua,
Paul
thank
says
you.
swordfish.
Swordfish. Fluke.
Kathy,
It's fluke. That's what I was thinking of.
Fluke.
Fluke.
right.
Which is actually supposedly really delicious, but not as marketable.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So so it's not a fluke. It's fluke is good.
It's not a fluke,
Okay.
right?
Okay, good.
To use the vocabulary, right.
And what else are people saying on Facebook?
BA says, yum, looks good, even though I don't eat seafood.
You know what, though?
Let's check out the Facebook comments. Yeah.
Who said that? Diego?
It was
I need to get that phone
BA.
back.
BA. The only reason I say that, BA, is because I, believe it or not, because I'm not a native Long Islander, I don't eat a lot of seafood myself, but when it's prepared well, it doesn't taste fishy at all.
Right.
Like the scallops tasted like a steak, and the sauce came through. So you don't have to like seafood, I think, to like scallops.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think.
And even this flounder, it's not like salmon. You don't taste the fishiness.
No, it doesn't taste so fishy, and also it's very well condimented.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very and it falls apart.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good. Flaky.
Very flaky, very well condimented. It also has a little bit of kick to it, so
Yeah.
they condiment it well, so it does have a good taste to it.
I told a funny story on our podcast the other day, and this is a true story, that I had my expensive designer purse,
Yeah.
right? And as ladies, I was sitting at the bar, and it didn't fit on my chair, so I put it on the ground. And I was having some local fish and chips, which were delicious, and they were really flaky, and a piece kind of did that, kind of fell. And I thought I knew where it went, but I wasn't sure. The next day, I go to get my glasses out of my designer purse, and the fish smell. So the fish had fallen into my purse
Oh no.
and stayed there overnight. I had to empty out my entire purse, find the giant chunk of fish,
Yeah.
and I still haven't used it since. It still hasn't aired out enough for me. So make sure you know where your handbag is when you're eating, so if it falls, it doesn't ruin your designer purse.
Hashtag Long Island problems.
Yeah, hashtag Long Island life. Yes.
Omar wants to know the name of that dish.
And Joe, come over here in the shadow because it is a
Omar,
very, very hot day. Come over
Yeah,
here. Let's
Omar,
get close
this
up.
is flounder.
Keep showing the food. It's amazing.
Is there a name of that dish?
Is there a name for the flounder and shrimp dish?
Flounder and shrimp.
Just called flounder and shrimp. We just
There you
keep
go,
it
very
simple. You
creative.
don't have to. We don't make you think about it. Just,
Kathy
you know.
is very jealous.
Yeah.
She says she lives in Chicago and she can't get flounder anywhere.
Kathy
Oh, no,
from
Kathy.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Kathy,
Yes.
Chicago, come over here to New York City.
Yeah.
To Long Island.
To Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband's from Chicago,
actually-
so we go there a lot. It's awesome.
You don't need to fly directly into New York City, by the way. You can fly to
Long Island MacArthur Airport.
Right there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. You can fly directly in, and Frontier has a direct flight seasonally to Chicago, but otherwise you can come into LaGuardia. It's really inexpensive.
expensive.
Is there a Dickens festival in?
There is. Oh
Can
my
you-
gosh.
Someone wants to know about. So that would
Yeah.
be. Hold on.
Who is that knows about the Dickens
Let us know,
Festival?
yeah.
I think it was Kathy. I'm sorry, Matt.
Matt?
Matt wants to know
Okay.
about the Dickens Festival.
Yeah, good-
And
good.
will it be on this year?
So yeah, I think so. It was canceled last year because of COVID. All festivals were, you know. But it's Port Jefferson is very famous. One weekend in December every year, the whole village transforms into a Dickens novel.
Oh my God.
Everybody dresses
That's
up
amazing.
like characters, and
Yeah.
there's horse and carriage rides, and there are different stands everywhere, and there's like hot cocoa. It's literally adorable. I'm like, and it's just so funny because it's one of those small town things that it's very popular.
Right. And there's a guy who dresses up as the chimney man from most of Dickens' novels. Wears gloves. I listened to a podcast because there's a podcast about Long Island history. It's called Long
Long Island history. It's a great podcast.
It's a great podcast, and
Cute.
they wear gloves that are 200 years old, back from the 1800s.
Yeah, it's really, people were really upset, but again, it's all volunteer. The
Yeah.
whole community comes out, volunteers, dresses up, and you feel like you've been transported. Talk about a great
Right.
way at Christmas time.
Right.
And all the shops in the village are, the windows are decorated. It's a great place to come for Christmas.
And that almost happened in real life 100 years ago because P.T. Barnum actually wanted to start his circus over here. So we haven't chatted about him yet, but we're going to chat about him when we get to the ferry.
Speaking of famous people, Joe wants to know about George Washington and the Montauk Lighthouse.
Yeah. So George Washington actually commissioned the Montauk Lighthouse. It was the first lighthouse he commissioned. And again, a lot of it was because the troops were coming over and coming from that area. And to this day, it's only one of 4 historic landmarks that are lighthouses in the nation. A lot of them, including one on the South Shore, were destroyed because they take a lot of upkeep. They take a lot of maintenance these days to have a lighthouse. And now you can replace it with a pole and a light. So it took a huge community effort to save the Montauk Lighthouse many times. And in fact, it's about to go through another restoration through, I think, the Navy, through a huge grant. But it's a great story, actually. There was a lady named Georgina Reed.
Yeah.
So there was originally 200 feet when the lighthouse was built to the edge. But because of erosion, at one point in the 70s, there was about 55 feet. And it was falling in. And everyone had just realized it was just going to fall in. There's nothing you could do.
Okay.
Coast Guard had given up, the government, everybody, the locals, that's all that's going to happen. And they wrote an article about how it was going to fall into the ocean. And Georgina Reed was this lady from New York City who had retired.
Very short.
Yeah, right. She was 4'11" or
Yeah.
4'10", and she was also in her 60s.
Less than 5 feet, yeah.
At the time. She had a house over here in Wading River on the North Shore, and she read the article, and she had patented a system of planting like reeds along the shoreline to stop erosion.
Right.
And it's funny, she wrote a book. Do you know what her book was called?
No. What was it called?
How to Hold Up a Bank.
Bank referring to the geological
Yes.
formation.
And
Yeah,
she
that's
came
funny.
and
Yeah.
she went every weekend and week for 15 years,
Yeah.
and she single-handedly saved the Montauk Lighthouse.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's a
Pretty
really
awesome.
cool group effort right
There's
there.
a Long Island
Yeah.
TV episode about it. If
Yeah.
you want to go learn more, you can.
Yeah.
We have the historical photographs. We tell you the whole
Yeah.
story from the erosion expert. It's really awesome.
So as I grab one more
yeah. Come
piece
on
over
over.
here,
Here.
tell
Isn't
us.
that what's going on with the Cedar Point Lighthouse? Are they trying to restore that?
I'm not sure. I don't know what they're doing with that. But the other famous lighthouse on Long Island is the Fire Island Lighthouse.
Yes, Robert Moses.
Yes, it's on the
Causeway.
South Shore, and it's on the gateway to Fire Island,
Right.
which is a barrier island. It runs 19. There's 19 different villages. It runs the whole length of the island, and it's cool because there's no cars allowed. You can only get there by ferry. So it's a great place to just walk, and pristine beaches. It's awesome. Also very popular with the LGBTQ community.
There used to be.
So let's answer a few more questions.
Yeah,
and then
Jennifer
we'll
from the
continue
upper
on.
side of
Yeah.
upper east side of New York.
Ask questions to Kristen because she's an
Yeah, I'm
expert
sorry.
on
Well,
Long
we'll
Island
see. I don't
cities.
know. You guys
Long
probably
Island.
sometimes some of you know more than I do. I'm sure.
Right. She asks, I really love the idea of going to Port Jefferson, but I love the beaches
Yeah.
of the South Shore.
Yes.
It's easy for me, being from New York, to get from the South Shore, from the North Shore to the South Shore.
So that's a great question. So the difference in the beaches, because it's an island, and so I said on the North Shore it's the Sound because it connects to Connecticut. Those are rocky beaches.
Right.
The
Glacier.
beach-
That was the
Yes,
glacier.
right. And so the glacier split it, right? So all the beaches are really rocky. The locals love it because it feels more New Englandy. But the real pristine beaches, like she's saying, are on the South Shore, the sandy beaches that you picture. But there's only 20 miles between, it's 120 miles long, but there's 20 miles in width. So you can definitely, in fact, if you go straight across, you go to another village, which is awesome, very popular nightlife bars, restaurants called Patchogue.
Oh yeah.
But they also have a ferry right there to Fire Island. And within 20 minutes, you can get on that ferry, you take it across, you're on an incredible, pristine beach.
Fascinating. So it's called Long Island, not Fat Island.
Yeah.
And,
So it's a good question, though.
And you can town hop here,
Yep.
as you just mentioned. Yeah.
Just jump on the train, even.
You can jump on the train. Yeah. Well, you can town hop on the train east-west. But if you want to go north-south, I recommend a car.
Yeah, or an Uber.
Or
There's
Uber,
plenty of
right.
Ubers.
I know we're in Port Jefferson, and I know this is jumping ahead, but you did get a good question from John about wineries on Long Island.
Yes. So we do have great wineries on Long Island. There's 57 different distinct vineyards, winemakers, and award-winning wines. Like, in fact, if you're in Wine Spectator this month,
Right.
there's a whole article in Wine Spectator right now about the North Fork of Long Island and how great the wines are and how much we've matured. They started in the 70s, like 73, and in fact, we're going to take you to one of them. The first winemaker and the largest distributor on Long Island is called Pindar. It was started by a doctor here in this area, Dr. Damianos, and he realized that the soil is very similar to the soil that flourishes in wine country. So we
Right.
started going out there, and now then you had like the Intimans family, a lot of famous people that come out and invest. There's a new newscaster out there. I can't remember his name. If you know his name, let me know. But he's from the city. He just came out there and bought a vineyard. There's one that was
fascinating.
purchased by a family in Mexico. It used to be called Martha Clara, and now it's called RGNY. And they're a Latin Mexican-owned winery, and the wines, you know, in the beginning, in any wine country, it starts off, right? But now it's really award-winning and acclaimed. The most popular one, in fact, is on the South Shore. It's called, one of the most popular ones is called Wolfer.
Right.
It's a German family who is very invested in Belmont stakes. They have horses. They're an equestrian family. And they have a rosé called Summer in a Bottle.
Oh,
And
fascinating.
it's one of the it's one of the most award-winning popular. All the celebs drink it.
Interesting. So let's move on to the next stop because we're going to
Yeah.
try some interesting wines.
Yeah, let's
and
go talk
then-
about wine country. That's a good question.
Right, right. I'm very curious about why Long Island is such a popular wine spot for winos. Yeah.
Yeah, we loved it. We loved a summer, you know,
Right,
and be
precisely.
outside. Right.
And why is it rosé season? Maybe we'll answer all those burning questions.
Yes.
Kristen,
soon.
Yeah.
BA wants to know
Yeah.
when you moved here and from where.
Oh, okay. I moved here. It'll be 6 years in November, and I actually came from the great state of Arizona. So I moved from the desert
Oh,
to an
that's-
oasis.
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
And I've been living here my entire life on the island, but not in Long Island. I've been living in the island of Long Island, but not in Long
On to
Island.
Island.
Yes.
Yes, because I grew up in Queens. All right, let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again. Have a good day.
Okay. And you wouldn't know it, but they're saying it's going to thunderstorm this afternoon.
It doesn't look like it.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
know, right? But that's the thing. So when I was driving back yesterday from Connecticut, from Saratoga.
Let's show the front, yeah.
Yeah, Saratoga is also known for horse racing.
right,
It's
yeah.
very famous. So, and I always think of that "You're So Vain" song.
Right.
Do you remember that when she's like, "I heard you had a horse in Saratoga, and your horse naturally won." Anyway, I was
Okay.
driving back, and for 10 minutes.
Long Island is attached to a lot of ballads as well because
That's
there's
true.
a lot of pop stars.
Oh, there's a lot of musical history here, a lot. In fact, we always say the Long Island Sound, not just a body of water.
Right.
But
That's funny.
yeah, so but it was raining so hard yesterday for like 10 minutes I couldn't even see, and then it was immediately sunny. So that's the thing, is the weather will always
Straight
change.
ahead, right?
Yeah, we'll go straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
If you don't like the weather, just
Yeah,
wait a
figure.
minute. It'll be nice. Don't let a little bit of rain ruin your trip. So this is Oldfield Restaurant I was telling you about.
So let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
If you want an idea how this area used to look like, this is it. It used to be a huge swamp. So it's impressive how the town has changed in the past few centuries.
Yes, so we'll go through here. And again, there's a front and a back. All these little crevices of places, little ducks taking a nap.
Oh, that's amazing. And also, like in the 1990s, or a little bit earlier, I think, they made what was called the parking district. So they made it very accessible for many Long Islanders
Yes.
to come here during the day.
Which is, it's good because in a lot of our downtowns, there's not a lot of parking. And so it's
They-
not as easy.
They preserved that's the great thing is that they preserved the main street rather than trying to add
Yes.
parking to the main street.
Yes.
Which is a very smart idea. I
And
think.
especially during last year, a lot of main streets that even had parking along the sides did away with it. So, and they
Right.
closed it down so that it's all walkable now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is lovely.
Do you see that happening more in Long Island?
I do.
In general?
I do.
Okay.
It was something that was kind of born out of necessity last year when people wanted outdoor dining and they couldn't go indoors. And it was so popular and so successful that, like a lot of things we learned, we're continuing, you know,
Right.
like Zoom or whatever. So, yeah, we'll go down one more.
So we're going around, right? Over
We're gonna
here,
go
yeah.
around here. So this is great. This was recently located for years further up the road, closer to the train.
Yeah.
It's called the PJ Fish Market and the PJ Lobster House.
Yeah.
And it just moved to this area, which is much more accessible. And there's actually a whole fish market inside with fresh seafood that you can just buy and take, or you can come in and have them prepare it for you right off the water.
So let's walk a little bit faster across the PJ Fish Market and
And then we'll turn right. Yeah.
we'll turn over here.
And they've got Port Jeff Brewery right here, down here, and then the famous ice cream window where you go up to the window and get your ice cream.
Oh, fascinating. Okay.
Yeah, which is very popular with the kids.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like a line around the building during the summer.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
That's where you get the ones with the sprinkles I was telling you about.
Oh, okay. The famous ice cream shop.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a few of them here in this
There,
town.
I mean,
Yeah.
you throw a rock and you hit an amazing ice cream. Like you said, it's ice cream culture, it's pizza, it's bagels. So it's a good thing we're walking it off
Right, right.
in between stops. There goes your boat down the road.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you see here again, art everywhere, you know, around just kind of sharing that public love of art.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yes,
And sea turtles. And here we're back on Main Street.
yes. So we'll just cross.
And speaking of ice cream, there's also the iconic Long Island ice cream,
Ralph's.
which is Ralph's.
Yes. Oh, they're gonna.
All
Hold
right.
on, thank you.
So it's a very walkable downtown area.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Very
here-
pedestrian friendly. So here we'll go into Pindar, which is the winemaker I was telling you about, which is great because
Amazing.
most of the wineries you
Yeah.
have to go all the way to the North Fork to experience, and they're beautiful
see.
vineyards. But Pindar is from this area. His dad was from this area, so they actually opened a tasting room right here so that you can get the experience without
There's
having
a
to
go.
travel all the way out.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow.
Hello, thanks for
Hey.
having us.
Pleasure, welcome.
Thank you.
So,
We got one for Cliff too. It looks like.
So what do we have here? Let me put this right on you. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Yeah, so what do we have here?
So here we're doing the Pythagoras, which is our best-selling red wine.
Okay.
So it's a Greek family, right? So
Oh.
you see a lot of the, oh yeah, the music, yeah, he's
Yes.
doing it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of the Greek mythology, so Pythagoras.
Yep, named after the mathematician.
Oh, yes.
So yeah. So we have that one. Then over here we have the white blend, which won best white blend for New York in the
that's
Governor's Cup. And then over here, the last one is the Gewürztraminer, which won best white wine in the Governor's Cup. So
Oh, okay, that's amazing. And then this third one over here.
this one? Oh, this is the Pythagoras up here.
Oh,
This is
okay.
our
Oh,
best-
they're all
These
the
are all the
same. Okay.
same. There's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
three
we
things.
did,
We got,
yeah.
I said we got one for Cliff.
Oh, we got one for Cliff, yes. Cliff, do you want a drink on the job?
Come on,
You're,
in, Cliff.
you have one tasting,
Yeah.
Cliff.
You don't have to finish it, you know. You
First
want
So
to
which one what order do you think we should go?
I would start with, I arranged them this way basically aesthetically, but I would go with the whites first. Start with the white blend.
Okay, this one.
White blend, okay. So Cliff will have one, because he is the designated driver, but he's going to try
Cheers.
one. Cheers. Yeah.
So the white blend,
Cheers.
the white blend is a blend of Viognier, Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, and Riesling.
Oh, that's nice.
Riesling.
It's all the nice white light wines on a hot summer day.
Yes, it's
It
a
is
very refreshing white wine.
Very refreshing, right? It's a punch of refreshing.
Such
I know.
They have.
They really have, yeah. They absolutely, it's like the unsung region
It's true.
for wines.
I mean, and again, if you're in Wine Spectator this month, you can see that Sparkling Point is all champagne, and it has won incredible. I mean, it's beat out France and California for sparkling, and then there's one called Croteau, and they do all different kinds of rosé. So they all have different unique aspects, but it's really, if you have tried Long Island wine in the past, and you know, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and you think, oh, I've tried that. That's how California was, right? Until they had their big challenge. It's
Right.
come a long way. It takes growth. It takes skill. So it's great.
Yeah, Long Island's kind of like how California was in the 60s before they
Right.
really hit it big in like the 70s around.
Yes.
So.
Fascinating. And this is probably good with fish, right? The
Yeah,
white
that's
wines.
definitely
Yeah, this
a
one.
good fish one. Like the more mild ones are good with fish or chicken, things like that, lighter meats.
Right, right. And then do you use any of them for cooking, for adding something to a meal?
The reds are usually a good cooking wine. The Pythagoras is a great one. Our Merlot is good as well.
Okay.
I love the, actually, Pindar has a great, you guys have a great Brut too.
the Brut is
sparkling.
very nice,
It's
yeah.
really good. You want a nice champagne.
So we're trying the
This
red
is the
one.
Pythagorean
Go with the-
Pythagorean theory. Oh, no,
Sorry.
the other white. He says go with the other white.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? No, it's okay. We're
He says go with the
I
white.
think it's probably a
Go
good
with the
time to have Barbara come in, maybe have some.
Oh, you want to talk to Barbara? Barbara, come have some wine.
What do you think? You just
yeah, sure, we'll do it.
We'll have a toast. Barbara is
Yeah.
with the Port Jeff Village Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
A great partner and a great friend of ours.
Yes, and we
So
are
thank you. So this
partners.
is
what are we doing?
Gewürztraminer.
This is
Yes.
a sweet wine then.
It's in the middle. It's not sweet, but it's not too dry as well.
Okay, so
Yeah. So that one is made with
Cheers.
rose.
Cheers.
I know.
Cheers.
Any questions for Barbara too? Because Barbara is truly the expert.
That's nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Mm.
That
I
is
like that. I
sweeter.
like that very
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
You know, Barbara's running for mayor too.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Oh, is it a
Yeah,
campaign secret?
Well, not anymore,
Not
apparently.
anymore. It's public.
Secret's
The
out.
word is out. Yes,
Yeah.
the election is in less than a week, so I've been working hard.
You might be speaking to the
That's
next
it.
mayor.
There
Oh,
we
who
go,
knows?
right there. Yeah.
That's very nice.
I don't know if that was real or not. If she was like, "That's really nice of you." I know.
I always get a little nervous.
That's how you know it's all spontaneous.
yeah,
That's very good.
absolutely.
So, what about any questions for Barbara? Because she's the foremost expert here.
Not yet.
All right.
Okay.
Anything we didn't talk about yet?
There were a lot of things.
Yeah, she's like, "Why are you saying all of these things?"
Did you know that for the George H.W. Bush inauguration, they used lens wine at the
Yes,
inauguration?
I did
Oh,
know that.
Lens wine. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Barbara
Yeah, not that it's
Damianos,
good as Pindar.
Barbara Damianos, yes, Dan, Dr. Dan.
Dr. Dan, she was telling me something too about like Hillary Clinton gave them some award
Just
as
hold
well.
it.
They just received a wonderful award as well.
But yeah, he
Yeah,
was
no,
telling
no,
me
we're
about
just
the
holding it,
governor.
so
Okay,
we got it,
great,
yeah.
great. And I, you must know about it.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah, he
were-
talked about the
yes.
governor's cups, right?
Yes, the Governor's Cup. That was wonderful. We put that in our newsletter. Yeah, so we're very proud of Pindar, and we're happy that you're here and a great retailer.
We're happy to be here. Thank you all so much.
And you distribute, because this is one of the biggest distributors. You can actually go, if you go to the North Fork and tour the vineyard is beautiful, and they have live music under this terrace, and they have food trucks, and you can bring a picnic and spend a day.
Right.
You can actually do a tour behind the scenes, too,
Yeah.
of the bottling and the barrels.
And also Duck Walk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we
So,
run Duck Walk
yeah,
as well. and
as well.
Jason's.
Yes.
So-
Jason's, yeah.
So,
and
and-
Jason's is, we just did a thing on it, it's very dog friendly. It's one of the most dog friendly vineyards.
And I don't know if you know, but Pindar is the name of Barbara's son. Right,
You know
so.
the man as well, yeah.
Right, Pindar the man as well, absolutely.
fascinating.
So, yes. So
That's
it's
great.
very nice.
And you can see them out there. The funny thing,
Yeah.
and that's the thing again, when you come here, you'll
Yeah.
probably you'll see Barbara walking around.
Oh, she lives in the
downtown,
village.
You know,
She
and
lives in the village.
yeah, and I'm talking about you.
Oh,
like
me?
if they come here,
Oh, the
and
other Barbara.
yeah, people walk around and be like, "Hey, Barbara," and she
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
knows.
yeah.
And when you go to the vineyard, it's Pindar and his sister Alethea,
Alethea,
and
yeah.
Barbara there. Sometimes their mom. They're
Yeah.
there. They're walking around. They're
Yeah.
serving stuff. They're working. So it's
she's a
really
great
few
gal.
business owners who work harder than them, honestly.
Yeah.
They're out there every weekend. Even Barbara's out there opening bottles. I have to stop her from working.
yeah. She's so cute.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and Sue Malone, I think, is your general manager here.
Yes, she's the general manager.
Yeah,
here at the
and she's a
store.
great gal too, and always been a great partner for the Chamber of Commerce. So we're appreciative. Thank you.
What's your
Amazing.
favorite?
That's amazing. All right, so let's talk a little bit more
Red,
about the wine.
red?
Yeah.
So
This.
we're good. This one was a little bit kind of, it had a little bit more sweetness to it,
Sweet.
which was very interesting.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
one
a
has
diverse
ginger
demeanor.
apricot it's made with,
Oh,
so it
that's
has a
the
little
one.
more fruit flavors on it.
With actual ginger or apricot or just the notes?
Notes of ginger and apricot. Yeah, yeah.
Actual ginger and
Yeah.
apricot. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so it is
So it
infused.
gives it a little more, yeah, it gives it a little
Oh,
more of
fascinating.
Gewürztraminer, and I don't know this because obviously I don't.
Yeah.
I thought that Pythagorean was mythology. So anyway, so
oregano.
yeah, he's like I was like that's wrong. Pythagorean theorem, obviously. But so the Gewürztraminer, it's German, right? It's German.
Yes,
it's like an
traditional
ice
German
wine.
grape.
Is it like an ice wine normally, or
They do both.
Okay.
It depends on the time of year that they harvest the grapes.
okay?
Right.
Also, Gewürztraminer is
Yeah, here let's put them on.
Barbara,
go
thank you
ahead.
so much.
Gewürztraminer
thank
is
you.
traditionally thank you so much. Traditionally a more sweet wine. This is a dry version of it.
Okay.
So drier at least. It's
Yeah,
a
you
lot,
know it's
usually a
always-
decent
always
amount
sweet.
sweeter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there is a joke in there with Pythagoras. It's a very geometric wine. I don't think there's a better joke in there. Do let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
We have a different angle on that one.
I'm feeling a little bit
There we
X
go.
squared. I don't know.
You didn't hear him?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
A different angle on that one. That was good. I didn't.
That is a cute joke.
a cute. You
spent a lot of
guys
time
do this
here,
all
so.
day.
I don't mean to be too obtuse. Over here,
Oh
so.
my
Hey.
god. Is the wine kicking in? Is that the Long Island iced tea or the wine kicking in? I'm not sure.
It's the flounder.
Yeah.
So cheers with the red wine.
Cheers.
So the Pythagoras, it's a Bordeaux blend.
Okay.
So it is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, Malbec, and Merlot.
Ah, fascinating.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a blend of multiple wines.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good amount
Is
of
this
grapes
normal?
in there.
Like, does this usually happen, or is this more of a Pindar?
Most vineyards will make at least like a couple blends.
Okay.
So this is it's a dry table wine, so it's like a dinner wine.
Right.
Good with steak, red meats, things of that
Yeah,
nature.
really.
It has a very deep taste to
Yes.
it, and I think it's good for company, as you mentioned, with heavy foods. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It does taste like the typical dinner wine that you would have in like a Greek taverna.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not too dry, so it's nice in the middle. They have very well balanced wines, I have to say. They really do.
Yeah, and Cab Franc is one of my favorite wines. Have you ever had a real Cab Franc?
Cab
It's
Franc.
so good. It's a Cabernet, but it's like it feels like smoother.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That is another one of our big red wines, also
Yeah.
the Cab Franc.
So
They do
for
very
a
good job.
wine start, for someone who doesn't know much about wine, which of the three would you recommend someone starting out with?
I would probably recommend the white blend.
All right, so let's zoom in on this so people see it.
And you
The white
distribute
Yeah.
all over the United States, or where?
We're able to ship to 40 states.
Okay.
So most of the
Where's
country
this?
we ship
Quite a
to,
lot,
we're trying to expand our distribution right now also.
Yeah.
So for restaurants, stores, I know we go out to at least Manhattan.
Yep.
So, and I think in parts of Florida as well.
Yeah.
Are you servicing other restaurants in the Long Island area?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, there are a few, there are definitely some.
How about here in Port Jeff?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do let us know if you know a great restaurant here that has Pindar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think where we just came from, Ruvo, I think they have Pominock, and they had a different one. They have two, and so they'll carry, because there's like 60 different ones. So I think they all like to carry a little bit of different, vineyards to spread the love.
Fascinating. So which one is your favorite out of the three?
It's my favorite, and I think it's just because it was hot outside, was the first one.
For me, it was as well. It's like,
Yeah.
I finished it already. So
I know, it's
a
so
little-
good. It was really
Yeah.
refreshing, and it felt so good after coming in from the sun. So that was my favorite, but I like all three.
So yeah, the first one, which one's the first one again? Point it out.
The white blend, yes.
Yeah.
So this white blend is super refreshing. I think for summer, it's just perfect. And combining it with that flounder or scallops that we have, I think
It was awesome.
it's the best thing ever. I would even splash it on a good sangria or something like that.
Yeah,
to
it would make a good white sangria as well, yeah.
Oh,
well.
that's a good idea.
And if you were to recommend one wine for someone who wants to really splurge, what would you recommend for someone?
Definitely Gewürztraminer, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the best wines I personally ever had, and I'm not just saying that because I work here. No, that's an objective opinion.
Right. Thank you so much again for showing
course.
us around the wines. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you
I'll be
so
coming
much.
back
It
for
was nice to
this
meet
one.
you. Yeah.
We're open 7 days a week. So.
And let me grab the mic over here. All right.
All right.
So we will be continuing on with our adventure. Have a great day, man.
Thank you.
Y'all stay safe.
Thank you.
And on the way out, feel free to show a little bit more of the wines as we're passing through.
Hey,
Yes, so Cliff, shoot, as we're showing.
So, hold on, I gotta put this.
the first one, yeah.
Right.
Can you repeat the name of the store again? You've gotten a few people going, what's that wine store again?
We'll show it.
Pindar.
Yes.
So let's show over
It's
here.
called Pindar, and Pindar is the son of the original winemaker, Dr. Damiano. So his name is Pindar.
Yes. Does anybody know where the grapes come from that they get?
They
Here,
grow
Long
them.
Island.
They grow them.
Okay, because that
They
was
grow
another
their
question
they
from
grow their grapes, and in
Right.
fact, they're one of the largest vineyards. So they sell a lot of the grapes to the other vineyards on Long Island.
Yeah, educational purposes wanted to know where the grapes from.
Yeah, they're from here.
Because, some of the vineyards, they bring the grapes in.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
places.
Well, a lot of, like I said, some of the smaller vineyards on Long Island will buy from the larger vineyards on Long Island, but they're from Long Island. And it's just when you go further, you'll see it's just a great grape growing environment. All right, so now we're gonna head back to the water.
The water, okay. We're learning all the Long Island accent.
Yes.
Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island. You got to get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
I mean, I must say this place is gorgeous.
Gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. This is another cute.
Okay.
Like ice cream, chocolate, fudge, caramel shops called Kilwins. They're all over Long Island, but there's one right here. So you can't go wrong. You just kind of explore, pop in, like you were saying. There's on the other side a bunch of really cute boutiques. More of
There
the
is.
shopping, the Taboo earring shop over there, and a lot of actually holistic and well-being places. Some massages and some like holistic dog food.
Yes, East Main Street is very charming. Highly recommend walking through there as well.
Yes.
So let's show a little bit of the front. Here we get to see the ferry, so let's show the ferry in front of us. And this is the Park City Ferry, which is one of the larger ferries. There's 3 main ferries that stop by here, heading over to Bridgeport. And this connection was here since the mid-1800s, opened up by one of the most famous New Yorkers. A lot of people know him as the Greatest Showman, starring Hugh Jackman. He played P.T. Barnum, and he was the one who opened up this ferry. Originally, he was going to open up the circus over here, but the town went amok and said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No elephants over here.
Yeah, a lot of Long Island towns do that. Like, what? You're going to do what here? So you see the P.T. Barnum ferry right there. You can see the other one is the P.T. Barnum.
So he grew up in Bridgeport, and he ended up living his final days in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
And he wanted to connect Long Island with Bridgeport, Connecticut, and hence he started this ferry boat company that still runs to this day with his namesake right next to it. Right next to the Park City, we have the P.T. Barnum.
And it's truly just a great experience, even just to get on and ride it for, to and from. It's so pretty going across the Sound, and it's an easy ride. You get out, you get up on top, you get some sun.
Right. Oh, interesting. So I never taken the ferry before. How long is it to get to Connecticut?
So it's an hour, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you can take your car or not. And there's another great little secret I'll tell you about ferries, car ferries in particular. Mm-hmm. When you're on the North Fork or the South Fork, a lot of people think you have to drive back to the middle to go to and from, but there's actually Shelter Island in the middle, and there's two different little car ferries.
Paul's over here?
Yeah. There's two different little car ferries that connect.
Yeah.
Each about 10 minutes. They're each run by different families, so the prices are different.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah. And
it's cash. But it's great. You take a little car ferry and you can go straight from the Vineyards to the Hamptons, or the Hamptons to the Vineyards. But this is Danford's.
So this is our final stop over here.
Yes. Very hot and happening, especially on the weekends.
Right.
They'll have live music out here, and everyone's vibing, having margaritas or tropical drinks or Long Island iced teas.
Mm.
And
so let's show the sign.
Also very popular for weddings. Special occasions, brunch, events, and it is a hotel.
And let's pause over here because I want to show this guy over here. Here's one of the boys, many of them who worked at the shipbuilding industry. It's built in his honor. There was two main families that built ships here, the Bayles and the Mathers. And the Mathers were extremely well traveled, so it's crazy looking at their photos. Port Jefferson Historical Society has a bunch of photos. Pay them a visit or go online, check them out. But I just want to read this quote. It sounds a lot like Ernest Hemingway, but it's made by someone else. It says, "I must down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied." John Mansfield in 1878. There you go. All right, so
we're gonna grab a table by the water.
Right, I'll let you take the lead for a little bit.
Yeah, come on in. So again, this place transforms from winter to summer, and during the summer, they set up this entire dock. You sit on the side, you sit on the railing. They have live music right there, and one of the favorite things for people to watch the ferries come and go. So I thought we'd sit here in the shade.
Yes, we should.
Is that okay?
Yes.
I know.
Are you sure you want to get a 10?
I've got it. I think I got it at Ruvo. I was like, yes.
Let's squeeze over here. Let's move.
Yes,
over.
we can see the water.
So we give Aiden also a little bit of shade. Everyone, again, leave a bunch of hearts for Aiden. He's been doing a great job. Leave a bunch of hearts for our sound guy. A lot of people don't know that we have a sound guy because we have an extensive amount of setups. So please remind me of your name. Jeff, and let's point the camera quickly at Jeff. Aiden. Show Jeff over here. That's our sound guy. And then we have a slew of people right behind the scenes, but we can't show everyone because we can't show the entire kitchen.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay,
and we also have a great team at Discover Long Island. I've got Bree and Chris here from Discover Long Island, and they're on, we have Instagram. We also have 2 TikTok channels.
Oh yeah, do tell us about the TikTok because you guys are doing a very good job at showing the tiny little tips and secrets.
Thank you. It's funny, my daughter will send me a text and she'll be like with a TikTok and say, "Why haven't you taken me to this place yet?" It's very popular. So we have Long Island, New York TikTok, and we have about 68,000 followers on that and 700,000 views, so it's very popular. And then if you want to get to know our team, we have the Discover Long Island TikTok as well. And we just did a great duet with Whitey18, who was the TikTok phenomenon over the last weekend. You'll have to Google it to see, but yeah, we're out there trying to tell you all the local places to go and let you have the best Long Island experience you can have, whether you're a local or a visitor. Either way.
So check that out. Also, I'm at Ariel Viera on TikTok as well. So if you want to see my TikToks, we'll be showing a few Long Island things as well. Feel free to ask us any questions. The walking portion has ended. Now we're sitting down before we canoe over.
Yeah.
For part 2. No, I'm joking around. We're not gonna canoe, at least not for this episode.
You never know. We sit at the sun long enough. We're just gonna dive in.
So
yeah, you can see Connecticut.
So
no,
Cliff,
you can't see it.
Sit over
probably.
here with us if you can.
You probably can't see Connecticut because the island comes right here. But once you get past here, you can. In fact, one of my favorite things to do, there's a beach around here called Cedar Beach. And I go every 4th of July because it's so great. You see the fireworks from Port Jeff, obviously, but then you also can see all the fireworks from the coastline of Connecticut all going off across the sound.
Oh, that's fascinating.
And it's really magical.
Yeah.
I mean, again, coming from, I'm a desert person, anything you can do around the water makes it so special. People come here with their kids with the ice cream and they just watch the ferries come and go. Or
That's it. You grew up in the place devoid of water.
I know. No, everyone makes fun of me here. All the Long Islanders are like, what is your deal? It's our normal life. It's just calm down. I'm like, no, it's amazing. You don't know how lucky you are to live to be from here. And we do. There's truly endless places to go. Every weekend we're out and about doing fun things. And again, just the proximity to New York City, you know, and being able to come back and forth it's truly magical.
Wendy said, beautiful. Love it. Amazing to see. Wow.
Thank you, Wendy. I'm glad you like it. Look, we got you a gift.
Oh, no, you guys didn't have to. Oh, no.
We have to leave you with a great Long Island momentum.
Amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate this. Pindar.
And I was like, we got to get you something.
I'm really going to enjoy this. I'm going to make
to remember us by.
Yes, I'm going to accompany this with some scallops at home.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I think we're going to have like a cocktail, right, coming? Yeah. So
And then some food, yeah.
Oh, there is one more thing I really wanted you to try,
right.
of course, which is special to us. But
it's crucial
to
the economy of basically the Mid-Atlantic and New England.
Yeah, exactly. Well, first of all, here comes our drinks because you were saying earlier about Long Island wine country. Hi, thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll just do this so you can. Long Island wine country, thank you. And in particular, rosé, because rosé is the official drink of the Hamptons.
And it is rosé season.
It's rosé season. I mean, we say rosé all day. But, you know,
Touché.
Summer, touche. Come on out. Here is our signature food, which we had to experience. There's your lobster.
Ooh,
lobster roll. And the salmon burger.
Salmon, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but the lobster roll is really what Long Island is known for, right?
Yeah,
and the rosé.
And the rosé,
This is how you know, this is the perfect Long Island meal, is you get a lobster roll, glass of rosé, and then you totally blend in. You look just like a local.
All I'm going to need is the sweater wrapped up around as a scarf.
Yeah. I mean, you can be preppy, but you know what? It's
that's one part of Long Island.
Yeah,
not everything. Of Long
yeah,
Island.
but you know, you could also just be in your swimsuit.
Right, you can. Yes.
And you know, now wines are backed by the can. You know, that's popular again. Canned wines.
Oh, fascinating.
You know what else is back? Boxed wines.
Boxed wine, interesting. So it's not bad wine anymore.
It's not. There's no judgment after 2020, right? There's like
Precisely.
boxed wine, sweatpants.
Precisely.
No one judges you. But yeah, it's great. So let's dig in.
I also just want to briefly, because I'm getting a little bit distracted. It's cool seeing the cars go
Yeah.
inside. So, Joe, let's show a little bit of the cars going inside. Yeah.
And let me tell you, it is an art form, being able
That's
to
amazing.
load and unload this ferry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of kids, actually, the people that work on the ferry. And they know exactly which lane, based on the weight of your car and the height of your car, to put you in to balance the ferry out. And they line you up, and then they put you, and when you get in, they tell you whether you're upstairs or downstairs. And it's really exciting. Yeah, they do a good job.
Oh, wonderful.
Ronald says lunch 2.0.
Yeah, lunch
Yes.
2.0, yes. Mm-hmm.
2 lunches. So I do want to try just a tiny bit of that.
Yeah, you
So
dig in.
Let's split a little bit.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
No, we're just going to share if that's okay. That's what we do. I'm just going to take a little bite of that. I just want the lobster.
So this is a really packed lobster right over here. So we have lots of lobster meat, and we have this iconic bread that's, to me, feels like a Texas toast, but probably there's a more local name for it.
Yeah, it's a roll.
It's a roll, okay.
Yeah, they just call it a roll. Lobster on a roll.
And then the designation is some of them have butter and some of them are made with mayonnaise. This is the mayonnaise one.
Yes, and some of them have some more greenery in them too.
Yes.
And this one isn't pure, mostly. I mean, you get a little bit of lettuce, but
A little bit less, a little bit of
each
mayonnaise.
one is a little bit different.
Let's try it out.
Okay. I mean, this is so good. You know, it's the simplicity of it, right?
Right.
You taste the freshness.
It's just a classic sandwich that you can have here in anywhere in this area of the U.S. But Long Island, there's so many examples of great lobster rolls. I think you already mentioned a few during our walk, so maybe
Almost
you
anywhere,
remember. Yeah.
almost anywhere you go, especially in the summer, they'll have a lobster roll on the menu. Some pizza places you go to, they'll have like a lobster roll. And they're like, okay, throw it in.
Right.
What were you going to say, Cliff?
BA says, oh my, that looks delicious. Wendy, yummalicious.
It is so delicious.
B, a lobster on a row.
Lobster on the route.
No, lobster.
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 Yes.
They're from New England.
Here's a secret tip I will tell you. Is this is a Long Island thing, and I learned because I'm a transplant, right? You never say that you're in Long Island.
Right.
Long Islanders, it makes their head explode
They get
because
very,
you're
very
on an island. You're right, Cliff. You are on an island. You are not in an island. So if you want to look like a local and hang with the people, you say, "Yeah, You're on Long Island."
But as the perspective of someone from Queens,
Yes.
I don't go onto Long Island. I go into Long Island.
Oh no, you're
There
on
we
an
go.
island.
Boom.
But here's where I yes, but
understand.
here's where I also
understand.
where it flips and where I agree with you, but not necessarily all native Long Islanders,
Yeah.
is they also say they're online, not inline. And I'm like, no, now that's where you lose me.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
like, you're
taking it too
in a
far.
line.
Yeah.
You're not on a line. There's no line.
Right. You're taking it too far.
You're
then.
in a line.
Kind of like the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yeah,
You don't
can't
say
just
Bronx.
say Bronx. Yeah.
You can't
You gotta
say
say the Bronx,
You
yeah.
can't say the Bronx.
Like the city.
As us in Queens like to say, dead ass. Yeah, there we go.
And that's the other thing is to Long Islanders, there's
Yeah.
no other city in the world other than New York City.
Right.
So
right.
we don't say New York City. We say the city.
Right. Exactly.
You don't even have to say the name of it because you're like, oh, are you in the city? The city? It's our city.
Is there
We're city.
another city?
Right. I know. To New Yorkers, the answer is no.
right.
It's the center of the universe.
Precisely.
And a lot of people here, they work in the city. I mean, during normal times, we work,
Right.
and the train, you're talking people that commute 2.5 hours each way to work in the city.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
So do ask us any questions for these final 10 minutes. Feel free to ask anything that you would like about Long Island. Any secrets, any tips, tricks. Feel
Smee
free to
wants
ask
to
right now.
visit soon.
Yes.
Soon, yes.
Yeah, like soon, like exclamation point
Yes,
soon.
please go to discoverlongisland.com. We have itinerary ideas for you. We have 2, 3, 5 days based on what you want to do, whether you're a family, whether you're single, whether you're a foodie. We have a bunch of different itinerary suggestions for you that
Right.
can be customized.
And Jenny wants to know if you know anything about Palmer Vineyards.
Palmer?
Yeah.
Palmer's great. In fact, again, so our podcast, Long Island Tea, that is on anywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Apple, Google. I highly recommend you listen to it. It's sponsored by Long Island Wine Country. So we actually drink Long Island wine every single week on the show. And we had a Palmer the other day. It's great. It's on the North Fork. My thing that I know about Palmer is that they have this great pizza oven. So when you go there, not all the vineyards have food. And some are dog friendly, some are kid friendly. You know, you have to kind of know what experience you want and then pick the one that's right for you. But Palmer is great. They're so beautiful. As people don't realize, they're also just gorgeous to visit.
Right.
And Palmer is a great one. We had a lovely, I think it was a Sauvignon Blanc that I've had there a couple of times, and they have a delicious pizza.
So do tell us if you want to see a wine episode, because it gets crazy to do vineyard hopping in Long
Yes.
Island.
Yeah.
Because the cool thing is, all these vineyards, A, they're selling flights of wine, and B, they have great wine cocktails, and they're both very inexpensive compared to drinking the wine at a restaurant or in the city.
It's amazing
So
because
get a designated driver and
100%,
enjoy. Yeah.
100%. But there's so many. If you go to like Napa or Sonoma, there's a few, and they're spread out.
Yeah.
Where in the North Fork, they're all pretty much close, and you can have a really awesome experience. You should still get a driver, of course, but and there's an incredible culinary scene there to go with the wines as well. And a lot of celeb hopping. Bree on my team, she's always spotting celebs.
Right.
Especially from like the Long Island reality shows like Summer House, which is filmed in the Hamptons, or there's the, what's the real estate one, Bree? There's like there's like they sell
$1 million
Hamptons real
Boston.
estate, but it's,
It's a different one. So let's try this salmon burger.
Okay.
Right
I'm
here.
gonna keep enjoying
We
this.
have a beautiful salmon burger with what appears to be a brioche bun. Yeah, it's a brioche bun. And of course, you can't go wrong with some avocados as well. Not local, because avocados don't grow in this area. But the salmon maybe close by. All right, let's try this out.
You will not leave Long Island hungry.
But you'll leave heavier.
Maybe.
Wow,
But we walked a lot. So,
that is very good.
yeah, you like it?
Very tender, and it's perfectly charred, so it tastes like a hamburger. And I also love the salmon. The salmon itself, you can't go wrong with New York salmon, because the entire area has great salmon access to it. And also, just the combination with the brioche bun is so soft. This is a really great seafood burger.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised.
And it's funny.
These are hard to do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you say New York City because again,
Because that's always in my mind in New York State since we're so close.
yeah, but it's such a connection.
Right.
And I think even from, New York State is a huge state, right? And I have wonderful counterparts. We have great destinations all around New York State. But the connection between Long Island and New York City is so special that people here grew up going there and vice versa, work there all the time. A lot of our kids grow up and go to the city and live there and work there. And we call it our city. And I think it's so important that we have this synergy and this awesome connection that we feel part of it 100%.
Right. And also there's a lot of people who live in Long Island and commute to the city as well, and
Yeah.
vice versa as well.
We call it, we call Long Island from the international markets, especially because a lot of people don't understand where Long Island is. We call ourselves New York City's beachfront backyard.
Oh, that's amazing. So do let us know if there's any questions
We
also
do
on
have a
Facebook.
couple of questions. Someone was asking questions about the vineyards, and like if you want to spend a day on the vineyards, you may not want to drive your car if you're going to a lot of vineyards. What do you do?
So the Long Island Railroad does
And let us know
go.
who asked that as well.
Right, I'm sorry, that was Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. So great question, Jimmy. The Long Island Railroad does go all the way to Greenport, which is the downtown where the vineyards are accessible and walkable, which is the last stop. And they actually have Long Island Railroad packages, which will, like, one of the ones does include tasting at Pindar and a lunch at Claudio's, and it'll include the whole thing. You only buy one price, which is terrific. But you can also, there are bus tours. There are tours from New York City
Oh, cool. Okay,
that will
that's
take you out.
interesting.
Several of them that'll take you out.
Diane wants to know if she can have her Long Island wine shipped to the UK.
That's a good
I
question.
don't think so because of liquor laws.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, and it's not because the distributors don't want to,
No.
but it's because of United States liquor laws that even sometimes between states, it gets very complicated based on that state's liquor laws.
I have the solution, actually.
Oh,
Come visit.
yeah, just come visit.
Try
And
in
you know
person.
what? And it's
Yeah,
Diane, right, from the
touche.
UK?
Yeah.
So Diane, we get 1.2 million visitors a year from the UK. UK is our #1 international market. So please come visit us. We are used to welcoming you and your family, and you'll have a great time.
That's amazing. And let's keep answering
this
any
is fun.
questions. Yeah.
Robert wants to know if European people drink American wine.
Well, it's funny, they didn't used to drink California wines. Remember that? In the
Right.
60s, Europeans were like, oh, there's a whole movie about it. They did this
There's
blind tasting.
Sideways.
Well, no, before
That's one of them,
Sideways, Sideways was the movie. This is a true documentary movie, though.
Oh, yes, it came out recently, right?
They actually did California. People would kind of snub California wines in the 60s, and they did a blind tasting in France, and California won, and then it was like an uproar. Everyone freaked out. But yes, I think that if you appreciate wine, if you really do enjoy and appreciate wine, you will enjoy and appreciate Long Island wines.
This is off topic a little bit, but it's still Long Island.
Okay.
Adam's very curious about Fire Island and how long does it get to take to travel around Fire Island? And that's a great question because Fire Island is so expansive with so many towns.
And any Long Island question is welcome, so ask anything. But Fire Island is awesome. Again, it's on the South Shore, so from here, and it's difficult to explain. I remember being a transplant and not knowing kind of how to experience and what it means. because there are 19 different villages on Fire Island alone. And so there's one. Ride to the ferry. We gotta wave to them.
You're bleeping.
Right, indeed.
See, we didn't say Masonic Lodge.
The Masons strike again.
I know you didn't say it. It's the ferry.
Let me grab the comments. I would love to say hi to a bunch of people at the same time.
While you're doing that, but
Yeah.
I'll say Fire Island real quick. It's really awesome. So you can get there several different ways. If you go from, Bayshore, you get to the family area,
Right.
which is like Ocean Beach and Kismet, and it's more family friendly. Or if you go right here, I'll go 20 minutes and we'll go from Sayville. And there's two communities, one called Cherry Grove and one called the Pines, and they're amazing LGBTQ communities. So, and one is very like rambunctious and crazy, and the other one's very like upper echelon LGBTQ quiet.
Used to have a nude beach.
It does still have a nude beach. I was there a couple years. They are still nude. And by the way, there's a famous story. Do you know the story?
No.
Every 4th of July.
Sorry to
Go
interrupt.
ahead.
Let's say hi to the Facebook
Okay.
viewers. So if we can grab a secondary phone to see hello to Facebook real quick.
Okay.
And okay, so we're about
So I was just going to say, there's a famous story that happened in the 70s, and it still happens every year on the 4th of July.
right.
Where Cherry Grove is a crazy LGBT community and the Pines is very quiet LGBTQ, and they didn't like to intertwine. So one year Cherry Grove filled a whole ferry and they invaded the Pines and came over and had a huge party. Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
And now every 4th of July they have the Great Invasion and they reenact it, and it's a huge party and you can't get a room there. It's sold out. You have to buy it years in advance. And the whole place is the invasion. It's a wonderful party.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Okay. That's
4th
really
of July, Fire Island is a place to be.
And it's also a place with very deep history related to the LGBT communities in New York City and all around. So it's a very interesting place as well.
And it's 20 minutes from here, and it's a 20-minute ferry ride, and then you're there, and it's all walkable. You walk to the incredible ocean. It's just amazing.
Right.
I'm
And
gonna
it's
switch gears
Party
again.
Center.
Okay.
So let me just say hi to a bunch of people, and then we'll go right to Facebook.
Sure.
Hello, CB says thank you, Discover Long Island. Yes, it's so awesome collaborating with you guys.
Thank you.
They're slowly getting away. Yes, the ferry's slowly getting away. Any nice coffee shops in LI? Very quick, mention one in a different town that you like.
There's a lot of coffee shops. In fact, there's another one right here actually called Toast,
Toast.
and it's
Cool.
wonderful.
Any TV shows filmed in Long Island from, The Affair?
Oh, a million TV shows are filmed here, actually. I mean, movies are filmed here.
Right.
The Godfather was filmed here. Almost any show you watch these days, you'll see Long Island on there.
Yes, Europeans are now drinking American wines. Yes, because California was recently named one of the best wines, and Long Island might be after that. So stay tuned.
You heard it here first.
How's nightlife in Long Island? Go for it.
So nightlife
George
depends
asked.
on nightlife
Yeah.
depends on where you are. So in Huntington, where you were last time, the Paramount Theater is known for being one of the top theaters in the country for music.
Yeah.
Jones Beach Theater in Jones Beach. If you have not, it's got to be on everyone's bucket list.
Right.
If you have not, have you ever seen a show in Jones Beach Theater?
No. Oh yeah, I have. I've
On the
seen
water?
Sticks,
Oh,
which is really
that's so
wonderful.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So it depends on where you are. Patchogue is great nightlife, but it depends. Like there are some villages like this, it's quiet at night, and that's the way people like it. So you know where to go if you know what to do.
Right, and you could bundle a few things at the same day if you're taking a day trip here. And Scott says he's coming to Danford's exactly when he gets paid.
Yay! Good.
So enjoy it. All right, now let's say hi to Facebook.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Kay, she'd like to know if we could do a wine tasting tour
Yes.
as a program.
Okay, great.
Wine tasting tour. Do vote for it right now. Let us know. And what else are people saying on Facebook?
Helen wants to know if lobster is expensive.
Is lobster expensive?
It is. This lobster roll, usually they run it anywhere from $25 to $35 for a lobster roll.
John wants to know if you can get lobster, like is lobster indigenous on Long Island, or do you have to go somewhere else
No,
for it?
it's fished here nearby as well. So they both have local, and then they go up to New England as well.
At one time, we had a problem. There was a shortage of lobster because of the malathion.
Yeah, and I was going to tell you something that it's gone away for a couple of years because of just the way the cycle in the water, but there's a thing called Peconic Bay scallops.
Right.
Have you ever had them?
No, not yet.
Oh my God, Ariel, I'd never heard of them until I came here. They're small. They're like little baby, and they're like candy. They're
like
the
tiny
most
candy scallops.
delicious, amazing, and they'll serve them a lot in the restaurants. But the last couple seasons have not been good for the harvesting.
Right.
So we're hoping that this year, based on the lack of tourists or whatever going through here, but it's like we're hoping that they come back. There's nitrogen. There was a water thing. There was like an algae. Anyway, Peconic Bay scallops they're only here in the Peconic Bay, which is the North Fork.
Fascinating. I would love to have those.
We'll make sure.
Sounds like a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, and they're in the
scallops.
fall. They're in the fall. It's like October-ish when they harvest, so I'll let you know.
Okay, so we're staying live for 3 more minutes. Ask questions.
A lot of people want to know about, are we going to see fireworks again? And if we're going to see them on Long Island, New Yorkers want to know where we'll see them.
Right, July 4th. Are fireworks happening?
I think so. It's like everything that there's so much pent-up demand, and there was so much, like with the air show that we didn't have last year, there's always synonymous to the kickoff to summer. I think fireworks, Long Islanders love their 4th of July. In my opinion, there's no better place to be on the planet than Long Island during the 4th of July, because you know what? Did you know that Long Island has, Suffolk County where we're in, largest population of veterans of any other place in America.
Oh, fascinating.
And so really, you'll see American flags everywhere. You feel that really community and that gratefulness. So Long Island is really a magical place to be 4th of July.
And also, George Washington slept and has stepped foot in many parts of this area.
Yeah,
Long Island.
and Teddy Roosevelt has his home here.
Yeah.
Not in Port Jefferson, but in Oyster Bay. It's the only national park on Long Island.
Well, there is a few historic photos where you can see Teddy Roosevelt docking here at Port Jeff.
And also that's why he quarantined. Back then, he had to quarantine in Montauk, which is why the oldest cattle farm in America is in Montauk, called Deep Hollow, because of Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a Roosevelt connection.
Yeah.
Claire hopes that the crew will get to eat.
You guys, we're going to feed the crew. We love the crew.
Yes.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying it.
We're ordering 5 lobster rolls or 7 lobster rolls.
They don't all get a bottle of wine like Ariel does, but they're going to eat.
We'll share the wine.
Is there some kind of Fire Island contest?
I think it's the invasion. I think it's what they're talking about. There's the
Gotcha.
invasion of Fire Island, but no, there's not necessarily a contest.
All right, we'll answer 4 more questions. Go.
Wow. Hold on a second.
And say hi to a few people.
Wow, we got to go to YouTube. Yeah, we should say hello to a few people. Lorraine says aloha.
Ooh.
I've been silently
Lorraine, aloha.
enjoying this tour.
Oh, thank you,
well,
Lorraine. I will tell you, Lorraine.
Lorraine is.
Lorraine?
Yeah, Lorraine.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So Dr. Beach, who is the foremost expert on beaches, just came out with his top beaches in the country. And Cooper's Beach in the Hamptons was number 2. And the beach in Hawaii was number 1.
Oh my God.
So you beat
Lorraine.
us out, but the second best beach in the entire country is right here on Long Island.
So Lorraine, when you're visiting later in August, because I know you're coming here, do I consider you checking it out?
Cooper's Beach, you have to tell us if it's
it's
legit.
Tell us what you think compared to Hawaii.
So Marilyn says, how do the locals feel about being invaded by all the tourists? That's an easy answer.
It's a great question, and it depends. And I think the further east you go, sometimes it can get really congested, like we were talking about.
Right.
But when you come to some of these other villages that don't get flooded with tourists, they love it. I mean, these business owners, more than 80% of our tourism industry here are small businesses. They're mom and pop owned businesses, and so we need you, especially after last year. We need your help.
Port Jefferson is also very used to it for the past 200 years. As we mentioned, there was Hotel Square. This has always been a point for transient visitors for more than 200 years. And also, it's a plot point in the affair, at least for Montauk.
That's right. That's so true.
With tourists, yeah.
So this is like a multiple person question. We've been getting this. Have you ever met Marilyn? I'm seeing hers the latest one. Have you ever met Billy Joel?
Oh my God, Marilyn. This is my obsession, okay? I was not considered a Long Islander. I saw my first Billy Joel concert at Madison Square Garden. That's all I wanted for Christmas, to go see Billy Joel, because you're not a Long Islander if you don't see him. I have not met him, but he's everywhere. There's stories where there'll be like a piano that someone put on the curb on the side of the road, and Billy Joel like stops and plays it. And like Billy Joel is everywhere. But you know what? Long Island is crawling with celebrities. Howard Stern is here. Billy Crystal. Adam, what's his name? Who just got kicked out of IHOP, Brie.
Sandler?
Adam Sandler. Christy Brinkley, Brooke Shields, Drew Barrymore. Everybody's here. This is the place to be for all the celebrities. You're a celeb spotter. this is your place.
And there's certain places in Long Island where it is for celeb spotting, like the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was in like a random steakhouse and I saw E from Entourage. He was like having a
cool.
Caesar salad because he's
That's
from Hop Hog. And I'm like, you never know. Because of our proximity to New York City, this is very similar.
That's amazing. All right, let's answer one more question.
Super chat, $20 from Cauliflower Box.
Oh, Cauliflower, thank you so much for the generous super chat. That's your second one. Thank you so
Right,
much.
Deanna Lee.
And thank you, sorry to interrupt. Thank you everyone who has super chatted and star sent. Sorry we couldn't say hi to everyone. This is a special episode where we're doing it with multiple cameras and we're walking around and there's a crazy production. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let's answer one more question.
They just want to know a couple things.
Yeah.
One is, I'm going to ask it in two questions because we don't have a lot of time. But one is, can you tell us
cheating,
about,
Cliff. No,
I
I'm
know.
joking.
Well, I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. What can I say? Tell us about, just briefly, about some of the other types of shops here. And also, some people have been asking to know about who are the crew.
Who are the crew?
Yeah.
All right, so I will tell you, the shops here, the great thing about them is that they're unique and local. This is not a chain place. And that's what makes it so wonderful is that when you go in, you meet the shop owners, whether you're looking for handbags or clothes or wine or cheese or, there's some great places. Any downtown you go to on Long Island, I've seen several of your episodes, you're going to meet the locals. And so, I encourage you to please follow us on our YouTube, Discover Long Island NY, and subscribe to us so we can help you every week share some of those stories.
Yeah, so check them out on YouTube because they cover Long Island, as I mentioned, in depth, and they actually meet the locals and interview the business owners and etc.
By the way, Mary Ann sent 500 stars.
Marianne, thank you so much for the 500 stars. I appreciate you.
500.
500 stars is about $5. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So the people behind the crew is a combination of two people, two basically companies.
Right.
There is Streamcast Network, which is behalf of Cliff. So let's show Cliff real quick.
You've seen Cliff.
And
he's a Long Islander.
I am
He's
Long
Island.
Long Island.
Yo, what's up? Want a beer?
What's up?
And behind the camera is actually Cliff's son, Aiden, which is really awesome. And we have another cameraman, Joe, so give him hearts. And also the sound guy. We have a bunch of people. And then there's also
and Bree
Discover
and Chris,
Long Island.
Bree and Chris, come over here real
so
quick.
So let's
come on,
shift
real
the
quick.
camera to them.
So Bree is our Instagrammer. She's amazing. And then Chris is our camera guy for Long Island TV. They're here. We love you guys. Let us know what you want to see and hear, and we'll cover it on Long Island TV.
And shout out to Elisa as well, who's been doing behind the scenes on Urbanist Live and
Elisa.
Streamcast Network. So check it out. Let's
Jeff
point the
is the
camera.
sound guy.
There we go.
I know.
There we go.
Jeff, sound guy, and Zach.
And Zach as well.
Lobster rolls for everyone.
There we go. Lobster roll for everyone. You get a lobster roll. You get a lobster roll.
You get a lobster roll. I know.
And we'll get boats as well at the end. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Kristen, one more time, where can people find you?
DiscoverLongIsland.com and on YouTube, Discover Long Island NY.
And I'm Ariel. This is Urbanist. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. And we're going to do a huge wave goodbye. So everyone join me as waving goodbye. Kristen, jump in. Ariel, bye-bye. And end stream.